talk about whatever enters my mind. And how is my battery though? Let me look. And I make sure to plug my computer in because apparently my battery is very low. Come on now. Oh. Okay, I put it around there. Oh, you know what? The charger it's plugged into may be off because yeah. I've got a power strip, and if I'm not careful, sometimes I'll put something down on the actual on off button of the power strip. But we're good now. Don't worry about it. Oh man, what a day. I almost don't even want to watch anything on the news. Let's see. Chances that's a leth. A letholdus. Is it letholdus out here? No, it's a hungar. I've captured a wild hungar in the woods. I'm going to throw a pokeball at it and see what happens. Luckily, I got a gold pokeball, so it's like an automatic success. For those of you who don't know, it's you never owned Pokemon on the little Pokemon Go thing or whatever. I think I had silver. The daughters had like blue and red. Hungar had, I don't even know what, maybe gold. I don't remember. But man, when those things first came out, yes. And here is hoping it's not going to suck. Give it a try. Give us a try. If your internet's off, effed up, then, you can crawl back to your dungeon, secure in the knowledge that your brother is happy with you because at least you gave it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I ever ask. I had the yellow and you had the red. Yes, it was a bad day yesterday. And what's crazy too, though, to see is like Marvel Comics, or not Marvel, DC Comics has shut down a comic book series, fired people involved with it. Blue Sky is kicking people in the nuts because, all of the people fled to Blue Sky to get away from Twitter because Twitter wouldn't ban anyone, for free speech. And now they're on Blue Sky celebrating the death of, a 31-year-old man who did nothing but have an opinion. And Blue Sky is blocking and banning their asses. Oh, thank you, Vic. I will send you my number. I think
it's getting
kind of hectic. It's getting kind of hectic.
I don't even know what to think about all this bullshit.
Well, they found the rifle, which was a large caliber bolt action rifle, which in my opinion means 30-06, or maybe a 308.
They said it was a Mauser.
It was a what?
Mauser.
Well, everything's a Mauser. Yeah. So that's kind of an inside thing that people who don't know bolt action rifles have no idea about. But
it was a 30-06. I've read what they sent to Crowder, and it still had 3 rounds in the clip, and they had a bunch of anti-fascist stuff written on the ammo.
Yeah, well, you missed the one part. It wasn't just anti-fascist stuff.
What else did it have? I didn't see anything.
Anti-trans stuff.
Oh, well, geez.
It was mostly anti-trans stuff, but it did have some anti-fascist stuff.
Of course.
Trans rights or human rights, that sort of thing. The other day, when somebody had floated the idea that maybe there should be a law making it where trans people couldn't own guns, I was totally against that. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, come on, man. That's a slippery slope because after you come for the trans people owning guns, then who are you coming after next, right? But then I started thinking about it and I was like, if a guy is diagnosed schizophrenic, right? They will put that in his file and he won't be able to buy a gun. So if we start viewing these trans people as the mentally ill people that apparently at least some of them are, all of a sudden the whole taking their gun rights away because they're mentally ill starts sounding like maybe it could be constitutional. I don't know. What do you think? I get real worried when anybody starts talking about taking guns away from anyone.
Yeah, I'm very pro Second Amendment. You know this.
Yeah, Big Vic, I'm even wary of the mentally ill because what kind of mentally ill are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm depressed.
That guy that suffers depression. If he's got depression, he can buy a gun. Guess who he's most likely to use it on?
Yeah, I have depression. It's been certified. I'm a depressed ass. Right. That doesn't mean I want to grab one of my firearms and go out and shoot a bunch of people.
No, because that's not how. Say you've got PTSD from serving in the military. Should you lose your constitutional rights because you volunteered to serve in the military? You know what
No,
I mean? So, yeah, that's a slippery slope. But this is what, 4 or 5 trans shooters now, like in a row. And then on the news, they're always talking about the alt-right guys, blah, blah, blah. But really, the last alt-right guy I remember was Tim McVeigh. I mean, Tim McVeigh, you could say was alt-right. You can't say Ruby Ridge because the FBI literally went to that guy's home and attacked him.
and killed his wife while she was holding his baby.
Yeah, killed his wife, shot his dog. So I mean, yeah, we're not going to say Ruby Ridge. That was totally you. I don't think the Branch Davidians were right wing, so I'm not going to say they count. I guess the guy up in wherever that went into the grocery store and shot all the black people. I mean, was he right wing or just really racist?
See, I'm
Because I mean, you can be racist but not be right wing. 7 in a row, Bubba. 7 in a row. This is starting to look like, yeah, maybe we need to do something about this.
My favorite thing to do is watch anime and doom scroll on Twitter because, and
yeah,
I
need to log into Crunchyroll and watch Berserk. You know what I'm going to watch?
Yeah, but I've not even been able to scroll on Twitter today because I'm just so sickened by this.
The thing is, though, with Twitter is we wanted free speech and we got it. And that means sometimes you got to listen to maniacs being maniacs. Well, but there's a concerted drive by a lot of people on Twitter to hunt down the bad actors and basically ID them. Like so far, like a number of school teachers have lost their jobs, for posting their stupid shit to TikToks or something.
Yeah, Double D posted something on X yesterday, and I responded to it. And I wasn't very nice with my response, but it basically came down to we always have these people who are always doxing, conservatives. It's time we did the same thing. People are getting.
That's been the hugest problem for the right wing. Is that we never use the tactics of the left, and then we hold ourselves apart and we say to ourselves, we're far superior to them. because we would never do that, right? Except that's how you lose. If
Nobody
your
should be
enemy is going to use weapons that even if you're like opposed to, but if they're using those weapons, you kind of have to use those weapons.
nobody should be
Because
online
in these
celebrating.
kind of battles, the person to win, the group to win, is the one that sinks lowest.
Nobody should be online celebrating the death of anyone, especially a 31-year-old father who was going out of his way to have back and forth conversation, nothing violent. He
He was
wanted,
having good faith conversations with people. He was letting everybody say whatever they wanted to say.
and they assassinated him. They didn't kill. It's an assassination.
Apparently, he was beloved too. Like they invited him to the school. There was like a whole. It's not like he just showed up and started effing with people.
Where
He
else
was
are you?
there by invitation, you know.
Where else are you supposed to have difference of opinions where you can discuss and learn things besides a college?
Yeah, but colleges have changed now. Instead of being places where you go to get like, your brain awakened and like in the old days, colleges were where you went to learn how to think. Not necessarily what to think, but how to think. And now they have become just programming places.
What's up, Shad?
And they
Whoa.
degrees don't require you to be intelligent at all. I mean, if you go to university and you get like a doctorate in English literature, all that means is you read a lot of obscure books and then regurgitated what you thought the professor wanted you to say.
I seen a Charlie.
And he probably already told you what to say. So,
I
Last
saw.
time I checked, that's it's not learning.
right.
A
It's too much indoctrination going on there. And you know who really is, I'm going to say it right now. Do you know who really is to blame for all of this?
Satan.
Media.
the devil.
It's these fucking heads on CNN and MSNBC and all this shit. They're constantly getting in here and convincing people that, at any moment there's going to be a alt-right fascist overthrow of the government and the Constitution's going to collapse, blah, 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 right? Well, if you make someone the most evil person in the world, as I've said, then maniacs start believing that, hey, taking that most evil person in the world out is justified.
It's a public service. I mean?
And so they have started, trying to they have terrified these left-wing idiots to the point that I think a lot of them literally believe there is a trans genocide or some shit. I mean, no one knows what the hell they're talking about, but they might believe it. Whereas us guys on the right, we're more used to thinking for ourselves because we know you can't trust the media or the government. But they've got the guy's face.
They've got a guy's face.
They've got DNA. They've got his rifle. The cartridges were all carved with pro-trans and Antifa type,
James, love you, but you're going to believe that you're going to believe anything they have to say? If they knew who it was, they would never tell us.
Yeah,
they'll tell us who they want us to be angry at.
Look, dude, Charlie Kirk was Kash Patel's friend. Kash Patel is not going to cover up the idiot that killed his friend. I don't know what you think, but that's
I don't trust Kash. I wanted to trust him, but he lied to us in a couple months ago. Looked right in the camera and lied to our faces.
Are you talking about the Epstein thing?
Of course.
He didn't lie. He didn't know.
Trump's giving Charlie Kirk
there has literally been a 4-year administration 100% devoted to making sure none of that shit came out.
Right, but I don't recall anybody being fired from the FBI since Trump's been in office.
Tons have.
Not enough. Not enough.
Oh, I agree. I think Cash should have fired
Firing
half
is
of
too
them at
good.
least.
When we start seeing people hanging from lampposts, we'll be on the right track.
Well, okay. Um, I'm not going to argue with you with that because that is your opinion, and my brother, you are welcome to your opinion. Let's hope it don't turn into Turner Diaries, the real thing. And if you guys don't know what the Turner Diaries are, don't look it up, or maybe look it up.
Unless you want to get on a list.
Yeah, if you want to get on a list, look up the Turner Diaries. But I ran into it doing doom scrolling, and it's basically this really hardcore, like, white supremacist fever dream of taking over the whole world and like exterminating everyone who isn't white. So, and the
They're
guy
sure
wrote a
pushing
book,
for it,
and
aren't they?
it came out, and a lot of people bought it, which is really crazy. A lot of people bought that shit.
I don't trust any of them.
Here's
I
the thing:
just can't.
sometimes you got to trust somebody.
I
Hey,
trust
Daniel Barry.
the only person I trust. 100% with every single thing. That's the big guy upstairs. Everybody else is case by case basis.
Well,
And you know what? That's
okay.
who Charlie trusts. That's who Charlie trusted.
Well,
Trust
let me
guy.
just point this out, homie. When the big guy upstairs starts talking to you and telling you what's going on, please let me know.
Right?
Because I pray all the time, and I might get hints in my brain of things I should do, but that could just be me thinking.
Yeah. You'll be one of the first I let know.
Oh yeah, if the big guy says, "Hey, Shadow, go forth and
Take
say
back.
things," let me know. If
Yeah.
it meets the smell test, I'll be like, "Damn,
As soon as
Shadow
I
could
get
be
the
a
call,
prophet."
I
I don't know.
to retake Constantinople, I'll let you know. But as of
Right.
yet,
Well, if you say that, I'm going to be on board.
right now,
That's my weakness. God has said we must retake Constantinople. I'm like, I'm in. I'm in.
Right now,
It's time to send those Turks back to Asia.
yeah, I just can't trust them yet. They got uh, a lot of work to do before I get to that point.
Okay. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. Cool. Hang in there. And when they prove to you what you need to hear, then you'll be good.
That's just it. I've left myself open to. It's not about what I want, or need. I'm not in
Yeah, that's
charge.
what I'm telling you. Just listen, and hopefully shit works out the way you want it to.
No, that's impossible. What I want is pretty extravagant.
Don't say the Turner Diaries.
No.
Because we're all already on a list now. But don't worry,
I wouldn't mind seeing.
already
I wouldn't mind seeing my face or Jackie's on the $1 bill, but
no, we couldn't get rid of George for Jackie. We'd have to put Jackie on another bill. I mean, George is too important.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
We could put Jackie on the 5. I'm not a huge fan of Lincoln. He could go.
Franklin either, to be honest.
Well, you have a thing with Ben Franklin. I'm all like, look, did he do some shady shit? 100%. That was a shady dude.
Yeah.
But does his bad outweigh his good? Because he did a lot of really good stuff.
I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, did he accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior? If so, it's all good.
I honestly have no idea what Ben Franklin thought. Jackie can replace George. No, Jackie replaced Washington. Washington was the man.
Here's how I look at it.
The only president that I argue will not be removed. As a matter of fact, he shouldn't be on the $1 bill. He should be on whatever the biggest bill is. Because George Washington is truly the father of this nation. He was a hero, a Christian as best as he could be. And they offered to make this dude king, and he said, nah. I'm the Canadian 20 Dungeon Minister. Don't take this the wrong way, homie, but
Hey, Dungeon
Canadian
Minister.
20 probably ain't going to exist in 20 years.
Good to hear from you, man.
But I love you, my future American minister. I do love you, but the way things are looking up there, if you Canadians don't figure it out, I mean, you're getting ready to lose the whole West Coast. At least that's what the Canadian guy I watch is saying. Like Saskatchewan and Alberta, and it keeps spreading, and people are pissed, and they lowered the. I guess there's a threshold where you can have the vote, and the premier or prime minister or whatever of Alberta lowered it from like 500 to 100 or some shit. I mean, and they're making deals with America without consulting the actual government of Canada. Yeah, right. They're just building. They're just building. You don't want Canada, really. We may not want Canada, but we want their oil, and we want all of their soft lumber, all that pine. Yeah, we want all that. And if the people in those countries, apparently it's in the Canadian Articles of Confederation that they can choose to join the Union if they get the right vote. So
Nice,
I'm like, that's kind of weird, man, that the founding fathers of Canada was like, oh, and by the way, if you want to become Americans, you can do it. It's like, okay. All right. So I was looking at the Wretched game the other day.
Good for you. Which one?
Frontier Space or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at getting that one next, but I got to do Savage Swords. I can't. Uh, maybe next month, next year, whatever. I got to keep doing the Savage Sword thing. Last night's game was really good.
Yeah, I popped in for a little bit of that, and then I popped over and watched Bear for a while.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Bear as well.
So I was.
It was a rough day. It was a rough day.
Well, the reason we want Alberta, besides the oil, is apparently they make really good beef up there. Now, I only know this from watching Letterkenny, but according to Letterkenny, the only steak worth eating is a nice thick Alberta beef steak. 4 minutes on a side, salt and pepper, cool down the hatch. Who knew that Canada was actually the Confederation of Canadian Provinces? Because they are a confederation.
Not on my bingo card.
No, that's like true right now. They are a confederation. That's their government.
Nice, Hungar.
Isaiah 6:8. Now it's more likely that we'll see Quebec start raising hell again. Yeah, Texas has a lot of cattle. What they do is they birth the cattle in Texas, but then when they're about a year old, they run them up the trail to like Dakota or Montana to finish them, because cattle get better if you let them grass feed in a cold environment. So, Florida, you would be surprised, Padre, how many cattle are in Florida. We have one of the biggest ranches in the world in Florida. And it's the same thing. They keep all the breeding stock down here. And then when after you geld them and everything, and they're about a year old, you freaking ship their asses up to some northern state. You know what I mean? And then once they fattened up in the cold state, they all get sent to Missouri because St. Louis, Missouri is basically a giant slaughterhouse. Like, even today, they have huge stockyards where you just sell the cows to them and they run them through the process. You know what I mean? So, how do I know this? I was a cowboy for a year or two. And yes, I've even had my arm up to the elbow in a cow's vagina. because the guys told me that's how that's how you check a cow for pregnancy. But what the guys didn't tell me is we had gloves. They waited till I checked a few before they let me know that we have gloves.
What's happening, Bear?
Not much.
What is up, Bear, my future American homie? look at Bear's like, what?
I'm moderating on the Discord. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
now-
And you're not going to be American anyway. You live in Montreal.
Have you not paid a fucking word of attention to what I say, or attention to a word I say? If Alberta leaves this country, I am immediately moving to Alberta.
That's if Alberta leaves the country and then joins the United States, and the first thing the president does is seal the border so no one can come in.
Well, I'm lucky. I'll get in. I have family there.
Yeah, you'll be like, we'll see Bear on like TV getting arrested by ICE and chucked into a van.
I'll be there declaring refugee status because of the fact that
Montreal.
From Quebec, because in the 90s the United Nations found Quebec's language laws to be a violation of human rights.
Huh?
Yeah. Because
So basically, when they were doing their language laws, there was a guy who basically took the case to the United Nations, and the United Nations heard the case. And after reviewing all the available information at the time, and this is before they started denying us medical service in our own language, the United Nations said, "Yeah, no, the Quebec language laws violate human rights."
basically Quebec was going to leave Canada, Shadow, and the Canadians got down on their knees, the Anglo-Canadians, and started like stroking that, right? So Quebec came up with a whole list of demands, which the Anglo-Canadians accepted. And one of those big commands was everything has to be in French too.
No, okay, that's not, oh my God, Jesus, you guys have no understanding of what the fuck happened.
That's right.
Well, your understanding is incorrect, sir.
Well, it will not be the first nor the last time, my good
That's
man.
fair. That is very fair.
I believe you know more about it than I do. So
it's a very complicated mess. It goes back to the Catholic Church in England in 1796, and there's so many fucking moving parts in this fucking debate. It's why it's not easily solved.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So in the late 1700s, the Governor General, whose name was Dorchester, Lord Dorchester, wrote something called the Quebec Act, in which he told the Queen and the Crown, do not assimilate the French Canadians. Let them keep their Catholicism. Let them keep their what they call the seigneurial system of how they run. Let them do all that. Just bring them into the country. And they did, which was the biggest mistake our country ever made. Because had they just assimilated them, they'd be like Cajuns now. You know, they'd just be people who spoke a different language and were kind of charming, but were just a part of Canada. Instead, that just stayed and fermented. Then in the 60s, as something called the Quiet Revolution was happening, where they were abandoning the Catholic rule of the French Canadians, and women were rising up and men were being put down and families were starting to get smaller. Charles de Gaulle, that piece of shit, visits Canada, doesn't go to Ottawa to talk to the Prime Minister, but instead makes a big speech in Quebec, and ends it with Vive la Québec libre, live long free Quebec, and lights the fire. And then we've been dealing with that bullshit ever since, my entire life.
The guy that came in behind all of our American generals and tried to take credit for shit. You know, that's in Kelly's Heroes, actually, when Carol O'Connor's character is riding to a French town and they're yelling, de Gaulle, de Gaulle. And he turns to his driver and he's like, de Gaulle, that guy ain't within 100 miles of the front. You know, because, you know, we're Americans and we think we're better than everyone else. And sometimes it's true. Not always, though. So, yeah. So, okay. If I'll tell you what, you are 100% right, because like everybody in America loves Cajuns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're just kind of these guys that some of them got a thick accent and they make good food. And everybody loves it. I mean, everyone loves etouffee. Mm-hmm. I've never heard anybody be like, I don't want any etouffee, please. Or those sweet rolls.
I don't even know what that is, so okay.
Etouffee is like it can be crawfish, it can be shrimp, whatever.
I don't do shellfish.
Cajun style and then served on rice. It's a French recipe, but the Cajuns made it their own. Plus, in New Orleans, we had a huge population of Creole. So you throw Creole food on top of Cajun food, and Creole is Caribbean. The main difference is, you know how when you're cooking, you have your, what's it called? Carrots, celery, onions.
Rabbit food.
Huh?
Rabbit food.
Yeah, a mirepoix, right? Well, the Caribbeans, the Creole replaced the celery with pepper. So like bell pepper.
Okay.
But that's Creole mirepoix. Like everything starts with onion, carrot, and bell pepper. It's really good though. Yeah, that's what they are, because I guess somebody got mad at them, told them to get the hell out of Canada, and they just found the nearest river and followed it south. And ended up in the swamps thinking, well, no one will mess with us here. And they were right. No one did. But in modern day, I mean, Americans love Cajuns. They're like one of the things we hold up and say, look how American we are. We got Cajuns. They even had that one dude that was a cook that faked his Cajun accent. Well, he was Cajun, but he made his accent way, way thicker to sell the show. He's like a big, fat, old guy, and he'd be like, this is what we done going did. And he was always making Cajun dishes, which, you know, for the most part are seafood. Something out of the water and rice. And then a bunch of seasonings. That's pretty much a lot of Cajun food right there. Oh, and andouille sausage. Like a really good gumbo is going to have crawfish, shrimp, maybe. It might have crab. It's going to have andouille sausage. I mean, it's going to have a multiple kinds of meat in it. And then
Well, I mean, look.
Sauce and served on rice.
Okay. Goulash, chili, jambalaya, you know, these are all things that were made with what you had at hand at the time and whatever spices you had to kill the flavor of the shitty aspects of what you put in there to fill it up, right? And then over the years, we start seeing recipes for what is chili, what is, you know, goulash, what is jambalaya, these have to have this, and you have to do that. And it's like, that defeats the origin of them, which was, it was a fucking potpourri, man. It was whatever you had at hand because you were poor. And you put it in the pot and you mixed it up so you could feed your fucking family, right?
You ask any Texan and he'll tell you there are no beans in chili.
See, this is
you ask anyone else in the world and they're like, I'm throwing kidney beans in my chili. What's up, Nerdy Ogre? But I mean, Justin Wilson explains it on his show intro. Yeah, I mean,
they're not Quebecans. They're not Quebecans, Ironcaster. They're from Acadia, which was Nova Scotia. And they got transplanted. They're not Quebecois.
But they were French and Catholic. And that got them in trouble.
Yes, but they were Acadians. They're still Acadians down in that part of the world. They've got flag and everything.
Is onions and paprika cooked down till the onions are basically invisible. You throw your sliced beef or whatever you have in, and you cook it until basically you have a beef paprika soup. And then when it's nice and thick, like a stew, you put it in a bowl and you serve it with black bread, lots of butter, and some people even add sour cream. That is the original Slavic version of goulash. Now in America, some people used to call the elbow noodles hamburger thing goulash, but now we call it American chop suey.
I just mentioned chop suey like a week ago. I haven't heard that word in like 35
years. Nothing makes sense there. Don't worry about it. But American chop suey, you cook like a bunch of hamburger meat, you season it up, and then you cook your macaroni noodles and drain them, and then you put the hamburger meat in the macaroni noodles, and then you dump like a can or two of stewed tomatoes in and give it a good stir, and then season it to taste and eat it.
Yeah, my mom used to make it all the time when we were kids.
And people down here, they're like, we're making goulash, but that's what they thought goulash was. And then, of course, my dad was like, yeah, that's not goulash. You know?
So this is the point I'm trying to make, is that these meals were never meant to be defined so strongly. But everybody now tries to define them as these insane ethnic meals, and it's like, nah, Jesus, they were just what you had available at the time, you know?
If it was edible, it went in.
Exactly.
Iron
And you put a lot of
Masters,
fucking spice.
You're right.
We call it hobo stew.
Yeah.
Well, in Kentucky, which you can't get anymore, and this is a Kentucky only thing, we call it bagoo. And it was generally only made on Sunday at church. And basically, everyone in the church brought vegetables or meat of undetermined origin. And they had a big freaking pot. I mean, a big pot, like you could bathe in it.
Like
And
a
everybody
cauldron.
threw all their stuff in that pot, and basically they cooked it down to it was a thick stew, and then everyone got like a quart jar or whatever to take home.
You mean a potluck? You mean a
Well, we call
potluck
it
dinner?
bagoo. And I don't. Bagoo sounds like French or something or Indian. I don't know. how we got
Ragu is Italian for stew.
ragu, yeah, but it's bagoo.
Okay, so someone's fucked up the first letter. That never happens.
Well,
in
there are
English.
Italians in Kentucky. I've met a
Well, I
couple.
mean, look. Here's what happened. It started up here in French Canada, and as it went down along the Appalachian Mountains, and then it moved over into the Gulf Coast and specifically Louisiana.
What's the filthy goblin talking about? I'm confused by his
I think
goblin trickery.
I think he's talking about how the Cajuns got to Cajun land.
Yeah, they got their asses kicked out of Nova Scotia by the British and sailed to the French territory that was owned by fucking France, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Then they
Moved
went
down
to
to
the
Appalachian.
swamps and they set up shop, and America
Nice.
came along and said, "We love you guys."
Yeah. And you got to be
we
careful
left them
because
alone and let them do whatever the hell they wanted.
there's about 5 or 6 different French groups that live in this country. There's Norman French, Acadian French, Marseille French. I mean, there's all kinds of French, right? Just like there's all kinds of American, all kinds of British, It's not just French.
7 to 12, depending on who you talk to. There,
There you
American.
go.
7 to 12.
But yeah, back to the original point. Quebec's fucked, and I can't wait to get out of it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was the original point. We were opining over how Blue Sky, for all of its, hey, all you lefties, come here. They're now banning anyone who celebrates the death of
Good,
Charlie Kirk.
good, and they should.
And DC fired a couple of their comic.
Well, they
people.
they canceled that one
Comic
fucking
Con.
series. That was one series.
Done.
Yeah, the first issue came out, and that was it. It's done.
Yep. Well, apparently some of the people who were working on it were like celebrating, and then a
One,
bunch of school
the
teachers
writer.
that celebrated, they're all getting fired
Good.
because you go on TikTok, right? So let's say you're a 3rd grade teacher. You go on TikTok and say something. There's pretty good odds somebody you're going to interact with is going to see that something. Like you're like actually up here in the community, right? You got what? How many classes full of 30 kids and their parents? Somebody's going to recognize you. And at that point, you're going to be in trouble.
Rightly so.
Indian curry is a pox upon any gastrointestinal tract. I don't know. If you get a good curry, it'll definitely take out any intestinal parasites you might have.
What's up, Bruce? I've never had it. I've heard about it my whole life. Never had the opportunity. I went into an Indian restaurant once, and I swore I would never go back. They had those catering dishes, behind the glass, and you just said, "I want this, this, and that," and every single one of them looked like various stages of diarrhea. And I'm like, it's the first place of diarrhea, so I'm not really surprised. But I was just, I will never eat this.
Well,
I'll just go to Taco Bell. It's
going
cheaper
in
and it doesn't burn when it comes out.
Right. But I actually love curry. I make my own, but I make Spanish curry, which is vindaloo. Vindaloo started out as a Spanish pork dish that got Indianified into what it is now.
Right.
And I love vindaloo. But I think part of the reason I love vindaloo, other than the fact that it tastes really good, is I watch so much Red Dwarf.
I was just thinking the same thing.
that I got vindaloo on my brain. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I got curry seasoning in my pantry, and when I make like stuff just for me, I'll throw curry on that shit.
I hear it's spicy, therefore I have to be very, very, very careful with.
It can be, but curry
Yeah.
doesn't have to be spicy. That's just something the British do because the British are maniacs. Like a British
the
thing
British
is,
have very delicate
no,
digestive
the
system.
British thing is go out to the pub, get hammered, and then bet each other to see who can eat the hottest curry. That is literally a British Saturday night. I mean, that's why the national dish of England is chicken tikka masala. You would think
Yeah,
it would be
good.
like, I don't know, roast beef or
A good chicken tikka
Spotted
masala
dick.
is a delicious thing.
it is. It is.
So is a good chicken korma, and butter chicken, of course, is the greatest thing ever.
Butter chicken is great. Korma
I
is
thought
good.
England's national dish was baked beans on toast.
No, beans on toast, which is actually not bad, guys. I've tried it just to try it. It's not bad. But I love beans though. So
Yeah, but it does. Is it me or does it just not seem like a breakfast food? Lunch, yeah, no problem. Dinner, if you're poor or that's all you got, sure,
well,
no
it
problem.
is
Whoa,
traditionally
whoa.
it is
How?
traditionally a lunch dish. Beans
Hang
on.
on. So what shadow then is a breakfast dish?
Anything that's got eggs, bacon, ham.
Really? You literally live with a Mexican and you don't understand cultures that have eggs for supper and lunch?
Oh yeah, we used to, that's one of my favorite meals is to have eggs.
Yeah. So here's the thing you need to do. You need to look into why the American breakfast is eggs, toast, and fucking bacon.
Because it's
And that
based
takes you
on
back.
the British.
No, it takes you back to Eddie Bernays, who was the father of propaganda, who was hired to get people to eat more fucking bacon, and he created the concept of the American breakfast and then propagandized it in newspapers and created a movement out of it. I used to teach a class on this.
This is true because they used to throw the bacon away.
Yeah.
And they hired this asshole to figure out a way to make people want to eat bacon.
But that doesn't make it bad.
No, but it doesn't
no,
make it like
it's
some tradition.
Taken away.
It makes it less like about 100 years of existence. That's all it is. The idea
But
of this American breakfast.
how long does something have
However,
to
I'm going to fight
to be
bear
a
back
tradition?
on this one. Take the bacon away.
Mhm.
And the American colonists, our big greasy breakfast was directly based on the English.
Yeah, you're talking about an
More
Irish
English.
fry up. Irish fry ups are what you're talking about, which are really
Right.
great, but they're
I mean,
heavy,
you know,
and
so-
they're for cultures that work in a field all day.
Yeah, that need 3,000 calories just to maintain, body weight. They're not
Yeah.
the cultures that sit in front of a computer.
But yeah, Bear,
No.
how
I
long?
agree, Bruce.
Just because the tradition was based on something,
I've had a full English. I like
I
it.
don't. Okay. Listen. Shadow, it's real simple. I get what you're saying. How long does it take for a tradition to become? How does it happen? I don't subscribe to any tradition that I knowingly am aware was created by corporate fucking interests. So Santa
Well,
Claus
that's a
can
lot
go
of
fuck
things.
himself because that's Coca-Cola. The American breakfast can go fuck itself because that was Eddie Bernays and the fucking bacon producers. It's pointless
Well, I'll be
when you're
honest.
being
I prefer
manipulated.
a nice thick slab of ham
No.
there.
Mm.
Fried eggs, a nice thick slab of ham that's like kind of almost burnt on each side. You know how you get that
But,
point where it's not burnt, but it's got
Yeah,
the-
Santa
but I'm
Claus
a-
is not Coca-Cola.
Yes, it was. Oh my God! Every concept you have
No.
of modern Santa Claus was invented by Coca-Cola. Do some research; it'll blow your fucking mind.
Father
It'll
Christmas
blow
wears green.
your fucking mind.
Father Christmas wears green.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a thing that my wife owns that goes on the tree.
That's
Father
different.
Christmas wears green.
That's
Okay,
different.
Every
The modern image we have of him is started by
Yep.
Coca-Cola,
everything.
but Santa Claus was not started
Okay,
by
okay.
Coca-Cola.
Listen to all the words
Santa
I
is
say.
Spanish or
Listen to
Italian
every
for
word I
Latin
say. Don't just
for
cherry pick
Santa
the
Claus.
words you want to yell at me about. I clearly said the modern idea of Santa Claus. That's what
See,
created
this
this.
is where I get to show my big brain. Santa comes from Santos, which is Greek for saint, and
Spanish as
Nicholas,
well.
Saint Nicholas, Santos, and they added Claus for some reason, right? Because first off, there's a lot of Saint Nicholases. The one in Italy was really rich, And when he found Christ, he gave up all of his money and then spent all of his time making toys and sneaking into the town and leaving them for the children. And then the one in what we now call Turkey, he's best known for smacking the shit out of a heretic and going to jail, but then they released him. Yeah.
Oh my
Our
fucking
view of Santa
Christ.
Claus in America is Odin. He's just missing the eye patch. Because Odin wore a big red coat and a big leather belt and black boots, and he wandered around Germany. And if you didn't give him hospitality, he ripped your guts out and wrapped it around a pine tree.
Yes, and there's the Christmas cat, and there's Black Peter, and there's all these crazy ideas. Coca-Cola comes along and says, "How about we make him fat, red with white fur, and the flying reindeer pull his sled, and all this shit." That's all.
Which would have been weird for the Norse because they hate the reindeer herder.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. To be honest,
the Sami
it has
that
nothing
hurt
to
the
do with the
reindeer
fact that I
forever,
own
Scandinavian
a crap
hates
ton
that.
of stock in Coca-Cola, but I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, Bear's only making the point, which I agree with to a point, that a lot of modern American things were just invented by advertising.
Yeah.
In the 50s and 60s, it was a big thing. Remember what's her name on Bewitched? Her husband, Darren or whatever, he was an advertiser.
I worked in advertising as well.
And that was like the job everyone wanted in that time period. Everyone wanted to be an advertiser. Like Mad Men.
It was easy.
The movie Mad Men, when they're like just hanging out, trying to come up with ways to make people want to buy things they don't need. And it's still going on. I mean, but that was the era, boy. The 50s and 60s and early 70s, that was like I said, the madman era where you lived in a big building and hopefully got the corner office and tried to convince people to buy product and get excited for next product.
So I studied advertising for exactly one semester. I got into it thinking it was going to be something I wanted to do, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to learn, color theory and shape dynamics." And six out of my 10 classes were all psychology.
Of course.
And I realized after one semester, this is bullshit, and I transferred to creative arts instead because I'm like, I'm not here to. I don't want to be evil, and advertising is fucking evil.
That's what I majored in college was psychology.
And yet you're so fucked up.
Most are. I literally asked my therapist if she saw a therapist, and she said yes, like every other week. So my therapist sees a therapist more than I do. And I'm like,
that is
all right. But my wife has a bachelor's in psychology.
That's some kind of irony in it.
But her main degree and the one that makes her all the money is her degree in business administration. Because that's an actual real degree, knowing how to handle like business. You are about to graduate and enter into the realm of business. Anyway, for those who don't know, that was Muppet Christmas. They had the eagle there. You will be in business. It is the American way. And someone goes, it is the British way. Because, he's talking to Scrooge.
Yeah, Gonzo whispered in his it is the Brit.
Yeah, the big eagle that's always on there. He's like,
Sam the Eagle.
Business. Yeah. But, okay, Bear. So you've been right, mostly. I'll give you that.
See, what I used to do is try.
No, you say gravy. You gotta be careful in America because we got 20 kinds. In the South, we got sausage gravy. We got white gravy. Texas has a bunch of kinds of gravy. Up north, they got their brown gravy and turkey gravy and chicken gravies.
Pork gravies,
you
beef
can really
gravies.
get nuts when it comes to gravy.
Yeah, if the starting ingredient is like bacon grease or sausage grease, not interested.
Good
Because-
question. I'll ask her next time I see her. So this therapist you say you see, is that just code for a bartender?
How good is he at making mojitos?
She is Spanish, so yeah, mojito makes sense. Or a margarita. I
But
guess
I'm
a couple
ultimately
big
wrong
margaritas
because I'm
would handle
Canadian.
whatever.
Wow.
But
William
he's
Silva.
ultimately wrong because he's
Wow.
yeah. My boy William pulled a racism.
No, we're not a race.
Well, okay, a bigotry.
There we go. That I can take.
It's still funny though.
Right.
Hey, some of the greatest people we know are Canadian. First one that jumps to my mind is William Shatner.
James Doohan.
Really, that's weird. Because when you said that, I instantly thought Father Aaron. Sorry, Bear, but
Okay, you know the Padres.
Father Aaron's not Canadian. He's a transplanted American.
He is. He come from like Minnesota or Wisconsin.
oh really?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. So if
I did not know
if
that.
Alberta or wherever he is rejoins America,
But
it
Steven
won't
still
matter to
stays.
him. He's got a dual citizenship, so it'll be like, okay, whatever. But no, I mean, Father Aaron is Father Aaron. He's a guy we know. I'm talking about a great man that everyone knows.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Country
Shatner.
minister.
You don't know Shatner?
I've heard of him. I've seen him on TV, but I never met him.
Oh, you're
Oh,
being a bitch, Shadow.
Fuck's sake, Shadow.
I don't know.
Shadow,
Everyone's
shut
Shadow,
up,
Shadow,
you
Shadow,
fucking
Shadow.
shut the fuck up.
I
He's
start
a great
calling you Aaron
actor,
the Bandit.
but he could be a freaking pedo. I don't know.
No, he's
I'm
happily married. He comes to
Jesus
Charlie's Steakhouse when I
Christ.
work there.
I don't have that kind of idol worship for celebrities.
It's
I-
not
I-
idol worship to say the greatest Canadian is William
Look,
Shatner.
I've heard some things about William Shatner that he was a douche canoe in person.
He does not
Oh,
like to be
Jesus
bothered
Christ.
when he's doing his thing.
Now, I don't know. I'm not saying.
Oh,
So
I
if
can
you
tell
listen-
you
okay.
when he come to Charlie's Steakhouse with his wife, he got his own room, the banquet room, blocked off. One waiter, one food server. That was it. No one else was allowed to talk to him because he was celebrating his anniversary and he didn't want a bunch of assholes in there. I was the food runner, which meant I wasn't allowed to talk, but I brought the food out on the big tray and sat down and fluffed his potatoes. And
Uh-huh.
and you know what?
I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
He's an old guy and he's out with his wife and he don't want to be messed with. You know what? He deserves it.
We all deserve that.
Way about that. Leave the guy. I mean,
Right.
yeah. But then when you look at like Star Trek and how much it has influenced like every level of our culture,
Hang on, wait. Please
he's a
hold
great
that.
man.
Please hold that thought. Wow, DM Beelzebub, I have never heard a non-Canadian refer to Corb Lund Band. That's amazing. That's fucking amazing. Well done, sir.
Oh, he's
Secondly,
Canadian?
Corb Lund Band. Yeah, come on. Second,
No, I didn't know.
second greatest thing that you're making wrong is the greatest.
No,
Canadian
Bubba
was
is from Kentucky,
What's up, Bruce?
northeast.
no, DM Bubba's was no. The band Corb Lund is a Canadian band.
Bubba listens to a lot of obscure stuff.
Well, they're really good. You'd love them, James. You absolutely would love them. They're so
Yeah.
good.
Would I love
but-
him as much?
And
as
you'd probably
Bill
like them too,
Mike?
Nerdy Ogre, to be honest. Like, you'd probably groove on
Yeah,
this
I
shit.
know the name. Corblund.
You know Corb Lund? Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah.
$5
I know
bill
Corb
is still one of my favorite fucking songs ever, man.
Yeah,
$5 bill is such a good song. But the
I
greatest
have to look
fucking
into
I
that.
have a point to make, god damn it.
Make it.
Jesus, you're making my Jewish side come out. God damn it, I have a point to make, you sons of bitches.
All the
greatest
convention.
The greatest Canadian of all time is Lauren Green. Done.
Lauren Green's pretty bad.
I will concede.
I don't know that to be true.
You don't know
But
anything
Shadow, do you
about
just
Shadow?
sit there being a contrarian? Is that like your whole
No,
modus
no,
operandi
no.
now?
No,
Like, are you part of a club? Do you get points like frequent flyer miles for being
I think he's coming
contrarian?
from the point where you're talking about a celebrity, so all we know is what we see on TV and in the movies. He
Well-
doesn't know him personally.
Hey, let me
We know
put it
for a
this way.
fact
I'm sorry.
Everybody you guys mentioned, you know them, but they don't know you. The people I know me.
Okay, don't give a
That's because
fuck.
you keep them chained up in your basement.
Thank you.
Hey, that's better than being a complete stranger in a way. We have a relationship.
Shadow, that was awesome. Um, no, but for real, I mean, when you say the greatest anything, like I would say the greatest American was George Washington. I think Shatner is a damn, but it's not hero worship. I don't worship the guy. I'm just analyzing their accomplishments and saying, yeah, that guy was good. He did a lot of good
So
stuff.
also, someone being great doesn't mean I have to fucking know them if I just judge them by the life they've led and what we do know of them.
Yeah, I never met Alexander. I know
They
he's
say
great.
specifically never meet your heroes for a reason.
Right.
That's true.
See,
Because then you won't like them.
I'm willing to say that, this person's a great person, even though I only know them from movies and TV and all that. But I'm also willing to, if I ever met them and turned out that my view of them was wrong, I'm willing to admit that. Like, wow, I was wrong. That guy is
an adult.
Gen X and earlier in Canada, we have a very special place in our heart for Lauren Greens for a number of reasons. One, Commander Adama. Two, Pa Cartwright. And three, during World War II, he was the voice of doom. He was the Canadian broadcaster. He worked in the radio, and he was the guy who gave us the war reports. And as a result, he got the nickname the Voice of Doom because of all the negative shit he had to talk about as well as the good shit, right?
I'm glad you're keeping track, Bruce.
And Contrary Points Low China has 414 points since the start of June 2025. Thank you very much. Good night. Don't forget to tip your waitress, kids.
I don't look, I worked in Hollywood and I met a lot of people and saw a lot of things that scarred me for life. When I look at, what makes someone great, I think the greatest people,
everything you say just leads to like 1,000 questions. Like,
I'm glad I'm making you, expand your mind.
We could have a 4-hour show just about that statement.
I don't think we know the greatest people on earth, and that's what makes them great.
I know that Alexander of Macedonia was great. I know it for a fact. If you can name anyone else that conquered the known world by the age of 23, I'd love to hear about it.
Sure. No, but I'm looking at, like morally and unsung heroes and things like that.
Nah, he's an alcoholic, possibly a homosexual.
That mean more to me than celebrityism and being in a movie or doing something like that.
Got a team of Jewish accountants on speed dial. Yeah, I don't have to call a lawyer. I got my Jewish lawyer riding with me. Like, let the cops pull me over.
I mean,
the first person they're talking to is
I'm willing to say that Danny DeVito is a great guy.
I've heard he is, and he's been married to that one woman for like 50
years. Rhea Perlman?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, real quick. He had no choice, neither did she. They were literally cast from like opposite sides of the exact same mold. There are no two other people that belong together more than those two people.
They both had a choice, but you're right. That choice was very obvious from the get.
It was like my two parents. They're both in wheelchairs, going to the same college from different states, and they met. There was literally no other choice.
It was like, yep, you and me, baby.
Today on shit.
Hey, Andre. Yeah, but look. Like, I would argue, Andre, Vladimir Rourke was a great man. Even though he did rape his wife, murder her family, and kill one of his brothers. But in the end, he did lots of other great things. Alexander is inarguably great. He marched the Macedonian army, Slavs, by the way, all the way to India and down the Ganges River. So, I mean, guys, come on. Some people just accomplish a lot of shit.
You know why I like hanging out with you guys? Hanging out with you guys? It's the same reason for the ghost stuff. Because with my friends, I'm the woo-woo guy. But with the ghost stuff here, I'm the fucking harsh realist. It's so weird. With my friends, I'm the crazy extremist. But when I'm here, I'm the guy going, guys, come on, fuck, no. Like,
so basically, you're the same as when you're hanging out with Raven.
I'm sorry, what?
You're the same as when you're hanging out with Raven.
Have you not paid attention to the conversations we've had for the last 3 years, James?
Oh yeah, I half agree with
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
But you guys tend to go, and then we're gonna take it, light it on fire, and then shoot it up full of thing, and it's got the fag juice. And I'm like, guys, calm the fuck down for a minute, please.
Yeah. When it comes
my
to the
level,
stuff,
my level is considered woo in Canada. I hang out with Americans, and I'm like, I'm the based one. Fuck.
Bear,
Bruce
you
says
know,
if Shadow gets
you and
an
I have the
extra
same
50
opinion on the
contrarian
woo-woo
points.
thing.
He owes you some Tim Hortons Colombian style coffee.
we
Why would
agree
I
on
wanna give him
almost
that
everything
shit?
when it comes to that shit, Bear.
Why would I want to give him that shit? That stuff's shit. Tim Hortons is
Jeff,
garbage.
you're 100% right.
I think
That's the thing. Yeah,
Sure.
Alexander was the great. And you can argue that his spreading Hellenistic
What?
culture all over the world also helped the spread of Christianity. Because he
There
made
it
Greek
is.
the thing.
There it is.
So, but he was great because, I mean, Gorgamela, that's what made him great. Outnumbered
I'm
10.
trying to figure out if you look like Mike McDonald right now or Kenny Rogers. I can't put them together.
I
It's like,
love Kenny
you,
Rogers.
you look like Kenny McDonald or Mike Rogers. Like that's who you
You're
look
not
like. Right
insulting
now.
me. I like both of those guys and think they're handsome.
Well, there you go.
I can't.
Are you also handy?
I always
Not
thought
in
he looked
love
more like Denver
anymore.
Pyle.
Down. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again, Bear. I keep.
What an amazing voice he had.
Bear, I always thought he looked like Denver Pyle.
Who?
I need copper
Denver
bullet.
Pyle.
But
Uncle
I
Jesse
discovered
from
hanging
the
out
Dukes of
with
Hazzard.
David.
Oh, I could see the Uncle Jesse. Absolutely could see the
You know, a
Uncle Jesse.
copper jacked bullet will kill anything on the planet, Bruce. And a stick through the heart will also kill everything on the planet. So, I mean, you know.
How do
what
you know
did
he was a
do in
vampire?
Hollywood
I
at
staked
Shadow
him
and
through the
Fringe?
heart and he died. Well,
Andre,
I
you
hate to
don't
break
want
the
to know
news
what
to you.
Shadow did in Hollywood. It was probably not legal, and you probably can't talk about it here.
Or who?
You're both right. But I worked for a private investigation agency that, in addition to doing a lot of bodyguard work, we recovered children and brought them back home.
So I have a question for you, Shadow.
Hmm.
Given that you and I have a lot of crossover in our past,
Hmm.
why am I not as bitter as you?
You gotta know when to hold them.
Because honestly, from the moment I was born, I wanted to get off this hunk of rock and go back
Yeah,
home.
you were born contrarian. We understand that completely.
Were you born in California? Because if that's
Yes.
where you were
Yeah.
born, that makes sense why you're so effed up.
Something
Yes,
in the
I was.
water.
I was
Well,
born
there
in
you go.
California,
You
but
were
I have
born in
traveled
California. That's why you're
extensively.
so effed up.
Do you guys remember Bobcat Goldthwait?
Yeah, I love the guy.
Bobcat,
He's
yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
hysterical.
so he had a really good stand-up routine in the 80s where he made the joke. He goes, I'm from the same town as Tom Cruise. Apparently there's something in the water that drives the chicks wild. And I always thought that was a pretty good assessment of everything, right? Like right there. He also had one of my favorite lines ever, which is, animals are our friends, but they won't pick you up at the
From the airport.
Yeah.
I love that one. I love that one.
Yeah.
I've used it many times.
Oh, me
He
too.
also almost killed Bill Murray in that Christmas movie.
Scrooge?
Yeah. Bill Murray
that's
had him
the greatest-
fired
Oh,
and
yeah.
he'd come back.
That was the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
No, Muppet Christmas Carol.
No, I'm with Shadow on this one, dude. I literally had no idea about this movie. Nothing. I'm walking by a movie theater and I see Bill Murray on a poster, and I'm like, I got time to kill. I'm gonna go see this movie, Scrooged. All right. Holy fuck! By
Bill
the end,
Murray.
I'm like, that was the best $250 in my life I ever spent.
What did you are you one of those people that don't like the ending?
No, I like every part of it. I watch it every year with my wife.
No, I was talking about Scrooge and Bear.
I love Scrooge. What are you talking about? By the end of it, I was blown away. I said it was the best $250 I ever spent in my life.
No, I meant the end of the movie though. I know a
What's
lot of
wrong with the
people
ending?
who hate the ending of that movie.
What part of I
Bear
just
did
said
the same
when
thing
it
about
was done, I was like, wow, that's the best $250 I ever spent in my life.
You
Do
could
you
have
have nerdy fucking ogre disease? Are you just hearing words randomly and putting them
No,
together
no,
like
no,
some
I was
sort of
just- I was
weird
just-
audio dyslexic
I
or
was just
something
being very,
like that?
very
Fuck.
pedantically specific about the end because I think the end, Bill Murray's speech at the end is the best part for me, and I wish we would really take it to heart, but I know we won't.
Well, here's the thing, guys.
I
I
just
pretty
like the movie
much
'cause it was
like
funny.
every single Christmas Carol movie, from the one that was made in the 20s all the way up to the one with
Okay.
Patrick Stewart and the Muppets.
Do you want to see something
I don't
fucking
know why.
crazy?
I just like that movie.
Do you want to see something fucking crazy?
The last time I heard that,
Woman.
Okay, all right. You want to see
last time
something
I heard
real
that,
scary?
Freud was sitting beside me in an ambulance.
Would you like to see
Who is
something
Bill
really
Murray?
scary?
What?
Okay, I'm gonna
Hold-
share a
hold on.
picture with you right now. Hang on.
Okay.
My,
In the
my-
meantime,
my friend Doug, who is no longer amongst the living, sadly, his wife one year
sorry for your loss.
sends me this for
Condolences.
Christmas. She sends me this for
Condolences to
Christmas.
Doug. I hope that he has arrived in heaven before the devil
As
knew
do I.
he was dead.
This is the Ghost of Christmas Present, I believe, in the 1930 something Christmas
Isn't that
Carol
Brian
movie.
Blessed?
Doesn't it look like me?
It does if you would grow a beard and a mustache.
Yeah.
out like
Well,
a
when I
rodent.
have my beard that big, I look like that, and I used to have big hair too.
I can see a resemblance.
And they send me this picture, and they're like, "Are you a fucking time traveler?" And I'm looking at it going, "No, but I am adopted. I am adopted, so maybe I'm related
Thanks,
to this
Bubba.
guy. I don't fucking know."
I know in one of them, I think it's Brian Blessed.
And real quick, Dean Powell, Bill Murray, also known as Peter Venkman from the Ghostbusters. Maybe you can catch that reference. He used to be on
Or
Saturday Night
also the
Live.
main guy.
Gremlins?
in
Christmas movie.
One of the greatest.
Whoa,
Gremlins is
whoa,
not
whoa,
a
whoa.
Christmas
All time.
movie.
Yeah.
Who said that? I swear to God, I just heard something in the air that sounded like the stupidest fucking thing I've heard all day. Who said that?
Said
Well,
what?
I'm going to tell you what a great Christmas
Gremlins is
movie
not a Christmas movie.
Gremlins is not a Christmas movie. It
Or are you
took
one of those
place at
assholes who
Christmas
says
time.
there's a difference between a movie about Christmas and movies set at Christmas? Is that what you're going to say?
No,
I-
what I'm going
well,
to say,
If you put your head out your ass, you would have heard me just say it.
Okay.
Groundhog Day is one of the best movies ever made. That's what I'm going to say.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, no.
Yeah,
Will
I
not
agree with you on
disagree
that.
with you.
It's a good movie. Die
You
Hard's a
don't say
Christmas
no to
movie.
Groundhog Day?
Die Hard
I
is a
like it.
Christmas
Last,
movie.
Last Boy Scout is a Christmas movie.
Never seen it.
Long Kiss Goodnight is a Christmas movie.
Never seen it.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Is not.
Iron Man 2 is a Christmas. No, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2 is
Did
a
have that
Christmas
whole
movie.
part where Kate, what's her name? Phoebe Cates talks about her dad getting stuck in.
Let me guess. You're going to
That's
you're
pretty.
going to say
effed up.
Rambo is a Christmas movie.
My favorite part of Gremlins is
Batman
when they go in
2
the
or is
barn.
it Batman 3?
My favorite part of Gremlins is when they go in the barn. The Gremlins are running amok, and then there's the one Gremlin dressed up like Philip Marlowe sitting in the corner, and it's playing like that jazzy music from the 40s, and he's just sitting there with his glass of whiskey in front of him, like like Private Eye. He's got the fedora on and the jacket. I'm like, that's my favorite Gremlin. You never really see him again, but that's still my favorite. And there was the one Gremlin dressed up like a woman with the wig and the lipstick and shit. You can't understand what they're saying, but they're all talking shit.
Thanks.
Those two need pool noodles to beat each other with. Thank you for your rest in peacing for Doug. That's kind of you.
I didn't see that one, Dean.
Shadow. Oh, Bill Murray from the movie Passion Play. I've never seen that,
Never even heard of it.
but Groundhog
You
Day.
do realize, you guys do realize Dean Poole's trolling you right now, right?
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Groundhog Day
It wouldn't surprise me.
Bill Murray movie though.
He is a funny individual.
Yeah, he's
Green
totally.
Three
He's doing,
Stooge rules.
Get out of here.
he's doing that deadpan Danish troll that they do. It's like, you guys. You
I
guys.
didn't see one, so I didn't watch
Dude.
Three sorry, Bubba.
Grease
But,
2. Okay.
Well, I don't know. We're moving right along with the conversations. We went from people getting banned from Blue Sky, which they deserve it for going there anyway, and then arguing about Cajuns, who America loves. They are some of our favorite people. And talking about some movies, and Shadow just being contrary as hell. Shadow woke up on the mean side of the bed this morning.
Natural
No,
contrarian.
No, he's
No,
not.
No.
Or he woke up on the mean side.
No, I'm not contrary. No.
Yeah, I'm not
Alright.
No, I was talking about waking up on the mean side of the bed. No.
I'm not
Just-
contrary.
just
But whatever
because
you
he
just
disagrees-
said, I'm saying no.
Just because he disagrees with everything you say doesn't mean he's being contrarian.
And that's not even true because
Everything.
Sarah and I agree on a crap ton of stuff.
Because I can say AD&D is an amazing role-playing game. All right,
And
Shadow.
you'd be wrong, but that's okay.
Shadow, go ahead and disagree.
Well, it's a great game.
Okay.
The role playing,
Well-
I don't see that much of it in my experience.
Hang on, Shadow. Hang on. It's hard to say it's a great game because it doesn't know me, and that's that was your earlier contention for greatness.
Hey, I just don't. I don't.
And you don't know it, so
So technically, you can't say it's a great
can't
game.
be a great game.
I don't believe people are great just because they.
Excuse me. We're talking about AD&D right now. Stop dragging people into
Well,
it. Please.
trying to clarify. It's a great game, but I don't see a lot of actual role playing in it. You know what I mean?
I've
Well, that's
seen
the
that, but
problem
I
with the
saw.
players.
We're the one that runs it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I also
that-
run another game, and different games attract different people for different reasons, and I don't know that that's what attracts people to D&D is the actual role playing, as opposed to what
But
you might call adventure gaming instead.
that's
Oh
not a
my
problem
God.
with the. That's not a problem
Oh
with the
my
game. That's
God.
a problem with the people playing the game. So you
God
can't really.
bless.
So you
Shadow
can't really
is-
say it's
is-
not a great game because of the role play, because it's not. That's not a problem with the game. You
Yeah,
can
but
take
what you
Monopoly
missed
and make
is-
it into a role playing game.
What you guys may have missed is Shadow just quoted directly our good friend Sean Driscoll, no longer with us, who always said D&D was an adventure game.
Well, there's a reason why there's only two people mentioned in his book, well, three technically, me and Jack and Max Liao, because we understood what he was trying to get across to people, and I don't recall in the DMG or the Player's Handbook any tips on actual role playing, just on how to play the game, and tips on role playing would lend to it being more of a role playing opportunity
That's
than
scary, guy.
What's it like being from
Figure
Pedantistan?
it out.
Is,
I don't know.
is Pedantistan a nice country? Because that seems to be where you're from.
I don't know,
Pedantistan.
pays pretty good.
Pedantistan. Yeah, Sean. I miss Sean. I hold
I
a
do too.
rare title from Sean that no one else does. And that is, I am a good DM.
Yeah, well, I had the honor of being the person featured most in his intro video, so that worked out for me, I guess.
Boy, yeah. I don't know what was going on with that. But he watched me like DM Hungar in a game of 2-20 Conan. And at the end of it, he's like, James, pretty good DM. Hungar's pretty good player. But I mean, it wasn't fair because it's me DMing the person I've been DMing the longest ever. So we got kind of that vibe going where we can play off of each other. But yes, according to Sean Driscoll, Shauner, I am the greatest DM ever that he's
That's
seen.
nice.
And when I pass, I can take that to heaven with me. This dude, Sean Driscoll, said I was really good at running games.
Hopefully he'll be there when we get there.
That's
We can get there.
hope, isn't it?
Well, I ain't going there, so
You say that, but
I'll give you
what
the
it
report
says?
from down below.
It says that no one knows.
Well, it also says that there's only one way to heaven, which is through Jesus Christ, and I do not.
And
accept
you're
Jesus
young
Christ.
yet, so let's not.
I'm
let's not
55.
Count
I'm not young yet.
55 is the new 20.
No, it is not.
You could get the spirit tomorrow. Don't sell yourself short.
Stranger
You don't
things have happened.
James, we've discussed this before. I believe in a higher power. I believe in a divine being. I do not believe in Christianity. I do not believe in Buddhism. I do not believe in Shintoism, Jainism, Sikhism,
I've heard all of that.
Hinduism.
Can I ask you a question then, Bear?
Yeah, sure.
You believe in a higher power, right?
Absolutely.
And that he created us, right?
I don't believe that it's a he, but that's okay. And I believe that it's part of creation.
But it never thought once to communicate with us directly, so no one's ever actually spoken to the Creator?
I don't think so. No, I think it's a
It did, but
clockwork
every time
creation.
it tried,
I literally couldn't live with that.
Okay, well,
Couldn't.
then no one's asking you to, so
No,
it's
and
okay.
then the stars changed their alignment, and it was forced to sleep underneath the ocean for until the stars come back. Sorry, I'm being blasphemous a little bit, but
No, but according to Christian
Bear,
doctrine, I don't get to go to heaven.
Bear. All I
Yes.
am saying to you is you're not dead yet.
And all I'm saying to you is, according to Christian doctrine, I don't get to go to heaven.
Yes, but you're not dead yet, and you never know.
I do know.
You don't know because you can't know
hang on.
future.
I know that I know nothing. I know that I cannot know anything. Therefore, I am agnostic.
Which
but I'm
means
also an
you're
agnostic.
wise.
I'm an
The wise
agnostic
man admits
theist,
he
which
knows
is that I believe that there is a higher power. I feel there is a higher power. I see evidence of the higher power. But I also do not subscribe to religion.
Yeah, and all I am saying is next week that could change.
I highly fucking doubt it. After the road
I
I've walked and the road
can't
I've read.
disagree with that.
That's all the more reason, but okay.
All I can say is you don't know.
All I can say is, hang on, let me shake my cosmic magic 8-ball. Seems unlikely.
I will keep praying for you.
Don't. Pray for people who need it.
No, you need it.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Nope.
I pray for all of you, actually. Every single one.
Yeah. Bear, it's like this. It's like
kind
this,
of
Bear.
you.
I pray for my family and friends that, they are watched over and nothing bad happens. But,
Presbyterian.
The best thing to understand is sometimes God don't answer your prayers because he knows more about shit than you do.
Let me just say this, Bear.
This.
If I get lucky enough to go to heaven, it wouldn't be the same without you, and I'll be the first to mount a rescue posse.
Thank you kindly. I would like to point out, by the way, Father Aaron was less invested in my salvation than you two are, and the man's a goddamn minister. He and I had a conversation about this.
Church of England, and they're falling apart.
He and I had a conversation about this at ClariCon last year, and he was very accepting and open to my ideas and said, where life takes you, and was very chill about it. You two, on the other hand, are like, I'll pray for you and I worry, and I'm like, just let it go.
No, I'm just saying you don't know the future. That is the crux of my argument. You do not know the future.
That's fine. But past behavior is indicative of future performance.
Not always.
Jesus Christ.
Vladimir the Great.
Shadow, you are losing contrarian points by the moment as this guy keeps talking. He's winning the contrarian point rally.
It's okay. All I have to do is
say get the Colombian Tim Hortons.
I say one thing and I'm back in the lead. It's not a big deal.
I am not being contrary. I'm just pointing out that no man knows the future or what will happen.
Okay.
That's it.
You win. I'll buy you a cake. You win.
You don't gotta. I did not win anything. That's just a common statement that everyone should be able to agree with. No one knows the future. If anyone tells you they know the future, they're probably crazy.
Well, yes, and if anybody tells me they know the truth about God, they're probably fucking crazy.
Well, we don't know. We hope, though, don't we?
That's the first time I've heard you admit that. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. I can respect hope. I can respect faith. I cannot respect dogma. That's the difference.
That's the difference between us and a lot of other world religions.
Nice, Dean.
Damn, that sounds good, actually. How do you season it?
That's actually a really good statement because that's what happens when I make chili. I do like a big crock pot full of chili. And then like halfway through that chili, I'm like, I don't want to fucking eat chili ever again. This fucking sucks. And then like a week later, I take it out of the fridge and I put it on top of something. I get excited for my chili again. Well done.
My wife does the thing where she makes the pot chili, we eat the chili, and then like a day or two later, she makes hot dogs. So we have chili dogs. And then like a little later, she puts the chili in a casserole pot with like a bunch of cheese and stuff. And then we have elbow noodles. And she bakes it like, a 50s wife kind of thing. And then I get a big square of basically chili lasagna.
Interesting.
So
Ooh,
Hey,
lasagna.
thanks for stopping by the game last night, James. It was really good to see you.
I always stop by your game when I can. I'm a lurker. I'm a voyeur. I'm the
Yeah,
guy
I
sitting in that
couldn't
chair in
make
the
it for
hotel.
your game because I was in a game. But which game was it?
Last night was Old Smoke Stories. So
Okay, yeah.
Falkenberg.
See, I'm limited schedule, so I'm gonna finish up with.
Guardians is Monday. Wednesday's the last time was episode 2 or issue 2 of the Falkenberg game, and Friday night is
Yeah,
Union
did
City
somebody
Blues.
get killed last night?
And no, that was in the Guardians game on Monday.
Oh yeah, because I was watching them all. I know somebody was having really bad problem. When I was watching, somebody was having terrible problems with connections. Not that I can
Yeah.
say anything because my connection's schizophrenic, but
Yeah, no, that was Daniel Kearney. It was hilarious. He kept bouncing in and out.
and but yeah, I watched it. I threw you a couple shekels to let you know
I
I love
did.
you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, Friday night is
I figure
the.
however much that was in American money, it's got to be like 5 times that much in Canadian.
I'm putting a down payment on a house actually with your $10. Thank you.
Well, I mean, where do you go though to convert like American money into stones and beaver pelts?
Well, there's an old man. So in the middle of Montreal, there's this thing called Mount Royal. It's like qualifies as a mountain by like 1 inch, so it's a really big hill. And in it, and you go through the train tunnel that cuts through it to take the commuter train up. There's a passage you go off on the side, and there's an old Manitou that lives in that tunnel, and that Manitou converts euro and American dollars into beaver pelts, Timbits, and double coffees, but he will not take British pounds or anything with the word peso in it. And that's his theme song, and he's calling Nerdy Ogre right now. So that's awesome.
I love the way you rolled with that joke.
Why not?
I mean, it's like, that's why I like you, even if you are Canadian. No, remember Saturday Night Live? I am a European with a bright future, and you are a Turk. And it was all these people, like, I like you, even though you are a Turk. And they all were German accented, like back when Saturday Night Live was funny.
I remember when Phil Hartman was on.
That was a long time ago.
And they were doing the bit where it was talking about I think it was Chris Rock played the character. It was talking about his grandfather who was a chef who was always barbecuing in World War II, and he's on like the deck of the ship barbecuing when the Germans board, and it's Phil Hartman as the Nazi commander, and he scoops up a steak and he stabs it in his face, and Phil Hartman yells, "Ach, mein Auge!" and then holds his head. And my friends and I kept saying that for fucking weeks because it was just the funniest thing we ever heard in our fucking lives.
That is, I have to admit, pretty hilarious.
Well, Phil Hartman was a funny fucking Canadian.
He was a great guy.
I'm pretty sure that the majority of the guys
Sucked
that
how he
were
went
on
out, though.
radio were Canadians.
Well, he was a Canadian Forces brat, so he grew up. He spent a lot of his time at Lars Air Force Base in Germany. So whenever the Canadians would play Germany, American Canadians hate playing the German clubs because Germans don't laugh at the American sense of humor, right? So they couldn't get the crowds to laugh. They'd always feel like they're bombing. But Hartman spent so much time in Germany, he understood German humor. So he'd get up at the show and kill every time. And all the Americans would be like, "How do you do this? Why are you so good with the Germans?" He just knew their sense of humor.
Know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience. But yeah, the TV show Talk Radio was,
News radio.
I think, mostly Canadian, except for maybe Joe Rogan.
There was 2 Canadians on that show, Phil Hartman and Dave Foley.
So the
my
main
turn.
2 guys, really. And then you had Jimmy John James.
That guy, man. Oh my god, that guy's so funny. And what a chameleon of an actor he is.
Yeah, he can play a lot of roles.
Oh, I still think my favorite role of his is in Dodgeball.
Yep.
I think he's so good in that.
And they're like, "Get mad. Get really mad." And he looks over at his wife, and his wife is giving him the loser sign. He's just like, "Ah." And you had the one dude, and they're like, "Hey, this car wash is not really going that great. It's like we've only had one customer, and he only wants that guy." You know?
Yeah, Justin Long constantly wife cleaning the truck fucking ribs. The guy's like,
Get in there, boy.
and he's got his fucking pit bulls beside him.
Yeah, it's like, that's not cool. That is not cool. But
Justin Long, what happened to that guy? That guy was in everything for so long.
yeah, he got turned into a walrus in one movie. He got chased by some kind of weird Aztec god in one movie.
He's in two of my favorite early 2000 films, Waiting and Accepted. He's so good in both of those.
Oh, Accepted, yeah. Here's an idea. Let's just make a college, and then let everyone in. Like, but he was also in the first. God, I can't remember the name of it.
He's in Galaxy Quest.
He was.
Yeah, he's the nerdy kid that asked the question, and then they call him to
help him figure out how to.
Yeah.
God, what is the name of the movie where the Aztec god wakes up every 27 years and starts stealing people's body parts?
What?
Yeah, normally he just hangs out like a scarecrow or some shit.
Oh, Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. I read some lore and they're saying it's some kind of Aztec demon or something.
Well, so there's two things that are really weird about the movie. One, the director's a pedophile, which is creepy as fuck. And
Well,
two,
that's not good.
I'm watching the movie and you see the monster right away. And I'm like, well, that's not fucking scary at all. And then you find out the original script, you weren't supposed to see the monster till the third act. So you're supposed to spend most of the movie thinking this is some sort of serial killer, and then at the end you it gets revealed that it's a demon. No big reveal. But the pedophile director was so impressed by the costume, he wanted to put it on screen right away, and he killed his own movie as a result. Like, that movie could have been so much bigger than it was.
See, that's not really pedantic enough for me. My question is, how did he get a driver's license and a license plate for that truck?
That's the other problem with that movie.
Like, he just rolled into the DMV and nobody noticed that he was some kind of corpse monster made of various body parts, you know?
Clearly.
Different people all just kind of stick together.
3 kobolds in a trench coat.
3 kobolds in a trench coat. I once did that in a Star Wars game. They ran into a bounty hunter that was 3 Ugnaughts in a trench coat.
Ugnaughts.
Yeah.
Cayenne pepper, but your stomach is weird with cayenne pepper. Yeah, my wife doesn't care for cayenne pepper except in small doses. So, like in chili, she puts in about 1/8 of what I would, but that's okay. You know, you make concessions. When somebody's going to cook you a hot meal every day, you learn to make concessions. So, plus, when we went to the German restaurant and we stopped at the German deli, she bought me like a shit ton of imported from German beef bologna, and it was good. But I was the only guy in the German restaurant that ordered freaking goulash. It's like, everyone's eating schnitzel. I ordered the goulash. Like, okay. And it was delicious. I could have took a little more heat, but it was okay. It was good. Eating a lot of elk lately. Yeah, I've never ate elk, but I imagine it can't be too much more different than like white-tailed deer.
It's gamier.
So it's good, especially the
I find-
backstrap.
I find elk is more like moose. It's gamier.
Is it gamier?
It's gamier. It's not gamey, but it's you know, like, you ever had moose? You ever had moose?
Only ground up in chili.
Okay, if you eat moose, the moose is pretty gamey. Bear is the gamiest of all.
Yeah, bear also ground up in chili. So like you guys said earlier, you take a piece of meat that don't taste really good, you make chili out of it.
Exactly.
You dump enough seasoning on top of it, it's all good and good, right?
But every year, my buddy's Italian father goes deer hunting, and he always brings back a deer, and I always get some venison, which I then make a chili with. Venison chili, pretty fucking good.
Yeah, we made a lot of sausage.
Yeah, I've had that. Yeah.
But you have to go like to the store and buy like a bunch of like pork belly because the venison is so lean that it won't stick together in the sausage tube. You know what I mean? It gets real crumbly. So then you grind venison and the pork together, and then we would throw a little bit of jalapenos or something in there just to give it a little bit of a kick, and then run it out through the casing and twist it up and cook it. Eating a lot of
My
moose too. Yeah.
my dad used to work at this place. His boss's son went hunting, and he bagged him this big, huge deer. Well, my dad was given a leg of it, and he cut it up and made a big old pot of stew. Invited a bunch of family over. We were eating on that, and I had an aunt who had experimented with veganism. The experiment was over. She discovered she was not much of a vegan. And this was like one of the first meals she had with meat in quite some time. She's eating it. She's loving it. She's enjoying it. This meat is delicious. What is it? My dad said, venison. And stuffs her face. And, venison. Oh, venison's great. This is nice, tender. It's very tasty. What's venison? My dad's deer. I'm eating Bambi.
Dear God.
Like, yeah, you are, and you're loving it.
Say, no, you're not. Bambi, probably he's dead already. It's not like deer live that long. I mean, shit. Bambi was back in the 60s.
And besides, it was Bambi's mom that got shot.
Yeah, it was his mom that got shot. He grew up and become the big dog of the woods.
I've never had any venison, but I'm not a fan of gamey meats, so don't know that I would like it.
So you probably wouldn't like lamb either then.
I had lamb once. It wasn't bad, but I was many decades ago, and I haven't had any desire to have it again.
So Shadow.
So you had lamb and it wasn't bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ, get out. Shadow, venison is not gamey at all. Like,
Okay.
not even remotely gamey. It's got a really good flavor and texture to it, actually. There's a reason why we've been hunting and killing them for centuries. They're delicious.
Sure.
The very best part is the backstrap.
There's not a lot of opportunities to have that out here where I live. One of these days, I'm sure I'll try it.
Well, I could get it, but then I'd have to drive like straight back with the stuff in the cooler. Because all of my relatives that hunt on my property in Kentucky, they bag whitetail all the time. And they're always telling me you can have whatever you want. But when my wife and I go to Kentucky, we like to stop halfway and stay all night in a hotel and
So
go
vacuum seal it, and then one of those vacuum sealing plastic bags, and just store it in ice on the trip home.
Right.
And then put it in a cold pack and mail it to them.
So
Overnight cleared.
Hungard gets venison because he's only like 40 minutes away. So he'll just drive up and be like, hey, give me some venison. And they'll like give him some. It's already wrapped in butcher paper and everything. And he can just throw it in the cooler and drive it home.
That's why I'm hoping the western part of Canada becomes part of the U.S. Because if that happens, I can drive up to Canada, hunt some moose.
Dude, you can go to Kentucky. No, you can go to Washington State to hunt moose. You can go to freaking Vermont to hunt moose.
Or Vermont.
Vermont's too far away.
I mean, good luck.
Wait. Vermont's too far away, but Alberta is closer?
And good luck because moose.
By the time I get out of Texas, I'm halfway there. I'm in Texas.
So you'll be doing a lot of wading through the swamps and shit because that's where moose like to hang out, like knee deep in ice water.
Don't fuck with moose, man. Do not fuck with moose. Let me put this clearly to you fucking Americans. They will kill you.
Well, I know that.
They will fucking kill you.
A
They are
female
not
moose with a baby will straight up stomp you to death.
to death. They're
And you
massive.
don't know how big they are until you've actually been close to one.
They are insanely big.
Yeah, then you realize they weigh over 1,000 pounds. They're freaking 12 feet tall. You know, I mean, they're big. Maybe not 12 feet tall, but they're really big.
They're insanely big. I'm 6'3", and
they
a
will
moose can
straight up
easily
jack
look
you
me.
up.
I'm 6'3". The average moose can look me in the eye. You know.
Well, Hungar lived in Alaska for well over a year, did a lot of hunting up there, lived in North Dakota, did hunting there, actually with Lakota Sioux guys. And Hungar has lived like everywhere. And he's ordered chorizo, frickin' burritos from the border, Laredo, which he loves. When he was a truck driver, sometimes he'd have to take a load down to Laredo, and he loved that.
There you go, Nerdy. Over Montana, there's lots of moose. That's closer to you.
Big deer in Montana. Big deer. Wolves, too, though. So, you know, I had buddies that at the fire service that would rent a cabin, like in Indiana or some shit, and go for a week up into the wild. I didn't even know Indiana even had wilds, but they'd go up there and shoot deer. So, and I'm like, well, okay. Goes to show what I know. But like, I only own 30 acres of land in the mountains, but my relatives get at least a couple deer out of there every year. Every year. And a shit ton of coyotes. But they go up there in the middle of the night with thermal vision scopes and they whack coyotes because, you know, you're in Kentucky, they want you to. They're like, you know, if you see a coyote, kill it. I'm not too worried about the coyotes, though, because my horse is so mean that yeah, I got one of those old Appaloosas. She's old now, so she's retired, but anything that got in the pen with her, I think would have a bad time. Plus, she hates men. Absolutely hates men.
So she's a liberal?
I think because I bought her used from somebody and she was already a couple years old, that her previous owner, who must have been a man, beat her or something. And horses remember shit like that. Yeah, you know, that's what I would like to try, Daryl. I would like to take down a bighorn sheep or a mountain goat. I bet they taste pretty good, actually. Maybe I can call Ted Nugent and he'll let me go on a trip with him. That'd be cool, right? Me and Uncle Teddy out there shooting some moose or some.
So just don't try to take it down with a friggin' longbow.
Well, that's what he would do.
Right.
While riding a white buffalo.
Right.
You know, it's really hard. Part of my job is writing for my company blog, and I realize the people I work with can't read or don't understand how language works. So, for example, in the latest blog I just had to hand in for approving, it says, for over 20 years, blah, 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 blah. The company's only been around for 26 years, right? And she's like, okay, but I changed 20 years to 25 years. For over 20 years includes 25. Okay. Okay. You do you.
Why didn't you call me pedantic?
Yeah, well, French Canadians, dude.
Well, it's the problem with people always wanting to change something to put their mark on it. My dad got a bighorn permit for this year. Nice.
They have an expression, which is when you have a little bit of butter, you got to spread it very thin, right? So 25 to 20. It means the same thing, but okay, fine, we'll put 25. whatever makes you happy.
6 of one, half a dozen of
Yeah,
the other.
exactly. Whatever makes you whatever floats your boat. Happy to do it for you.
I feel like butter spread over too much bread.
Exactly. Thin.
A lot of that going around.
Yep. One of the greatest of all time. But anyhowser, now I need to paint the vest that this freaking Rusk is wearing. Maybe I'll paint it silver and say he's wearing the armor that can reflect lasers.
Reflect or no? That's
Yeah,
Traveler.
reflect.
Chromium.
No. In Star Frontiers, you have like 4 kinds of armor, and one of them is reflect.
No,
And
Reflect is
it's
Traveler.
basically a coat of. It's basically just armor that's really, really reflective that supposedly diffuses light. Of course, every time you take a hit, your armor takes damage, and eventually it's going to be destroyed. And you'll
Chromium.
have to buy more. But a lot of the guys I just gave like camouflage uniforms or safety uniforms in bright orange, because like this guy right here, I still need to paint the stun stick. And I think I'll paint his hair on his head like a darker color. But that's a Yazarian with a pistol. And the cloak he's wearing, I just did a simple, 3-color camo pattern on it. But his armor he's wearing on his chest is silver. So he's wearing reflect, but he's also got a camo cloak on. Yes. We all know about your poor taste in gaming.
Hey, did you guys hear about what Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings did?
No.
He has pledged he's going to pay all living expenses and educational expenses for Charlie Kirk's 2 kids moving forward.
Well,
That's really nice. I mean, even though I'm pretty sure Charlie Kirk was a millionaire.
Yeah, but still, like he
I
doesn't
don't think he was a
he doesn't
millionaire.
want the family to feel burdened. Now, this guy's black. You understand? For all the people who are calling Charlie a racist today, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
Only idiots.
Shadow, take your bitter California bullshit and shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah. He also set up a fund for to help that girl's family.
Yeah, the Ukrainian girl.
With the funeral expenses.
Yeah. This guy's a good dude, man. Justin Jefferson, good dude.
Yeah.
Kind of like what's his name, Chad Boswick.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, this dude's dying of cancer, but he spends all of his time going and visiting kids who have cancer because he's the Black Panther.
Yep.
Which is why when they said they're making another Black Panther, I was like, don't.
And that was a mistake.
Because, I mean, he was the Black Panther. He is now dead. Sorry,
I never saw the movie. Don't know what you're talking about.
What's it like living in this odd?
Well, Black Panther was
California
not
bubble?
bad if you overlook some of the stupidity, but the acting was good. Like Chad Boswick as T'Challa or whatever, and then his brother as
Musk is set up.
I forget
Well,
his name, but he had a villain name.
Musk has purchased apparently a bunch of walls that they're going to paint murals of the Ukrainian girl on in various cities.
I heard that this morning.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if this guy, if this is real or not. Justin Jefferson.
What the shit?
Killmonger. That was his name.
Yeah, that's what's his name? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
She is.
Get down. Get down. Get down.
It
Get down.
is just
Get down.
exploring its space.
Goodbye. No, he's trying to get on.
She's just letting you know who's
He's
in
got a
charge.
penis. Well, he's no balls,
Sorry.
but he has a
Are you
penis.
sure? I mean,
Sorry. James was saying she's.
That's okay.
so-
Well, the Economic Times is reporting it as accurate.
well, why wouldn't it be? He's a football player. He's got a shit ton of money. If he wants to pay for some college for a couple of kids, he can do it. And good on him. I mean, good on him. And hopefully people will look at that and realize this was not a race issue.
Hopefully.
The
Well,
guy who shot Charlie Kirk was a white guy who
I don't know that. I was looking at the image that they put out. You know, have you guys seen the pictures they put
okay,
out of
he
the?
might have been light-skinned Hispanic, which to
I was
me,
thinking more Asian because that's that was my first impression, especially with the glasses he was wearing.
Dude was wearing
Um,
big fucking dark sunglasses. You don't know. He could have been fucking Mongolian for all
he
we
could
know.
have been.
Maybe he
All
just
I'm saying
identifies
is the
as
skin
black.
looked pale to me, guys.
All I'm saying is we need to stop speculating about them until they're caught.
Right, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, I
But,
like I said earlier, I don't
all I
believe
wanted,
shit
my
anymore
point
until I
was,
see it.
Bear, is I don't think this was about race at all because the
I'm-
guy's semi-manifesto, the shit he carved into the cartridges, was all about killing fascists and training.
Yeah. This is why it's starting to feel like a fucking psyop to me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's got a weird feeling now, and I don't like the feeling I'm getting about it.
Yeah, I would think that they would have
I-
caught him so much quicker any other day of the week.
Well, listen, there was clearly people in the crowd
That's my
involved.
thing is
Clearly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at least a couple of guys were involved.
Yeah, I think the first guy they arrested was like basically a
Distraction.
decoy.
Yeah.
Good distraction. Supposedly there was a flight that took off, and then when it was headed east, it turned off its transponder illegally for like an hour. Now, my source for this is Candace Owens' Twitter.
so
But
debatable.
okay, so we are on the same page, but I do want you to know that there is an account out there that they're labeling this individual fled a half hour before all the big news started to break this shit.
Well,
I love
apparently,
Candace
I think
Owens, but every now and then she says some stuff that I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like
I
the
don't
kind of
disagree
shit
with
that you get somebody to
Yeah, no, it's
side-eye
one of
on,
those.
like Jewish space lasers.
Candace
I'm not
Owens has
so sure
become one of
about
those
that.
people you listen to and you're like, yeah,
I can't listen
yeah,
to
yeah, no,
yeah, that
Okay,
happens
yeah,
an awful lot.
No,
It's but when she did her like expose on Ghislaine Maxwell, it was amazing. She dug into like everything, you know, his dad, all that shit. But then she will say that there's Jewish space lasers or Jews invented dinosaurs or something. And I'm like, but
I've
not
never heard that.
literally invented dinosaurs, invented the term dinosaur. Because I guess up until the 1800s, we just called them dragons. And then some scientists said, hey, let's call them dinosaurs.
We're in the age of science. Let's use Latin names.
Right. And why that would be an issue, I don't know. But apparently it was for some folks. So, you know, whatever. Now, on the other hand, I'm kind of pro yay. And I know a lot of people will be like, what? But I think what happened to Yee was like totally effed up. And that last song he made that everyone hates, listen to the lyrics. You can hear the pain of a man who can't see his children. No matter how much he wants to, they won't let him. And they treat him like a villain, so he becomes the villain. That's what he says. So it's like, you know, I kind of feel for him. Plus, we all knew Kanye West was crazy. Like, we all knew that shit for like 10 years, that guy was crazy. I remember when he said if we rewrote the Bible, he'd be in it. I was like, that guy's crazy. Hey, what is up, Holy Diver? Holy Diver.
Good HD.
Holy diver.
Such a great song.
You ever watch the Liliac cover of that?
No.
Liliac is a band of 5 kids. Their daddy is the record producer, and he was really smart. He got his kids to do music lessons when they were young, and then he literally did the Partridge Family. But when the middle child, she turned like 17, and started taking them to the pier in Santa Monica. They'd play for free, and they got really good. They were on a TV show, but they lost because They're heavy metal and hard rock focused, and
Yeah, that don't go over well.
yeah, but it does not at all. But they
It's
do.
just so wild, man, because when I grew up, that was all anyone really listened to. At least in my circle, it was all about, Metallica, Megadeth, Black Sabbath. I mean, I was out there because I was listening to like Pink Floyd and Joy Division and shit. But my bros, they were all just metalheads. I think the softest metal they listened to was like Van Halen 1984.
That's not really metal, but okay.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm saying Shadow. That's the point of exactly what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
I mean, do you
dad's
consider Iron Maiden metal?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Their
we
dad's-
were a bunch of Maiden guys too. Especially Number of the Beast and Power Slave. I think Power Slave's the better album, but Number of the Beast was good. But anyway, Daryl, if I were a Democrat politician right now at any major level, I would be coming out, helping those kids, being 100% pro Charlie Kirk, because, and I know this sounds like bad, but because you'd get reelected. You know what I mean? People wouldn't hate you. You wouldn't get like linked in with, the idiots. And Musk, I mean, the dude, he went from number 1 to number 2 richest dude. And then like a week later, he become the richest dude again. That was like this month. It's like, whatever. Elon Musk is what happens when brilliance and autism meet. You just
I think it's great to watch him. I know that sounds probably anathematic or just counterproductive, but I like watching Elon Musk.
He is a weird bastard.
He is, and I think there's not just autism, but there's some other psychological effects that are in play. Studying him has made my shopkeepers in my game a hell of a lot more fun.
Not only that, but Elon Musk said Americans needed to have more kids, and then he set about to
He's fucking everything that's height weight appropriate.
Yeah, to be the example. He's like, you guys need to have more kids. See, I got 15. It's like, what? I think the last one he had with that like influencer on X that was supposed to be conservative, or she was claimed to be conservative, but what she actually was a whore.
She's not. She's just a leg spreader.
Yeah, she's a whore.
A thigh spreader. That's all she does.
And Elon must have like super powered semen.
He not just that, but he must have like an amazing game. Aside from check out my bank account.
No game is required.
Yeah, if you got that kind of money, you don't need game.
I'm just saying, like, I know women that there's the money is not the issue. Like, vaginal dryness starts when you start pointing to your bank account. I know a lot of them like that. And
well, another issue could be maybe he's freaking hung like a moose.
Yeah, that's true.
And into all kinds of tantric sex bullshit like Sting.
Tantric shit. He's into fucking probably some dick longer pills or longer dick pills.
He can afford it.
He can afford that shit. He can afford the $3,000 a day pills that keep his dick like hard for 6 hours a day.
And he's like, hey, and the dude gives no shits. It's like he knocked some chick up and she's like, well, you're going to have to pay me child support. And he's just like,
sure, whatever.
Who cares? Some child support.
Okay. How much? $15,000 a month?
He probably don't even talk to him. He's probably just like, all right, here's the number for my lawyer. Just talk to him. He'll take care of it. I got to meet a chick later.
I would love to have that level, just a smidgen of that fuck off money.
And that's what he's got. He's got serious F off money. I mean, at any minute, I look for him to buy a tropical island with a volcano on it and try to carve like some kind of base into it and then try to hold the moon hostage or something. That would be like, a great character arc for Elon Musk when he finally decides to reveal himself as Dr. Evil.
Wasn't it in Batman Part 1 where Bruce Wayne bought all the Russian ballet chicks and he took them out on a yacht? instead of letting them do their performance,
It's Dark Knight.
he decided to do that.
That's Dark Knight, not
Yeah.
Dark Knight,
The fellow
okay.
has Dark Knight.
Yeah, the same difference for me. But I could see Elon doing that.
Well,
I could see him having done that and then paid to keep it quiet.
he's got
No.
the money to.
No, he would actually get more infamy by not keeping that quiet.
See, what I'm hoping is in a couple years, he'll send me a letter saying that I've been chosen for the Mars mission. And then you guys I'll catch you later. We won't be able to hang out anymore because like the lag time's like, I don't know, 7 hours or something.
Wait for James to say something. All right. Well, by the time he's done, this desk will be finished.
Right. Actually, you want to send robots first so that they can dig all the underground tunnels.
Yeah.
Because
so
if
back,
we do-
back
Yeah.
do a Mars
Wait.
base,
He's
it'll
going to
be
put
on-
underground tunnels on Mars.
back
He's going
to
to put underground tunnels on Mars.
Yeah.
So we're going to be playing Descent when all the shit goes wrong. Do you remember the old game Descent? It was 6 degrees of freedom. You had a little ship and you drive around these mining tunnels and blow up robots.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those games very well. Those were very fun games. My girlfriend at the time vomited watching me play those. So I enjoyed those quite a bit.
The thing with Elon Musk is you have to look at all of his businesses. The
Yeah.
boring business, which is just learning about drilling big freaking tunnels all over the place.
He was supposed to test that shit here in San Antonio.
And then he's got his electric vehicle business, which is really about the batteries more than the cars.
Yeah.
And then he's got SpaceX. If you add all of the shit he's into together, you know what you get? You get robots digging tunnels on Mars powered by batteries that hook up to a solar panel or some shit.
Probably.
Now, there's an idea for a campaign.
Right. It's like
Yeah,
everything he's doing is actually interconnected in a weird way to achieve a goal.
I'm not upset with him. I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he
Have
seems
it
like
where
a weirdo.
mankind sent a bunch of robots to dig, an underground living habitat for humans, but it took so long for the humans to get there that the robots basically became sentient and started
Right.
to see it as their civilizations and started viewing the humans as invaders.
Yeah, so you got humans and robots duking it out in tunnels,
Yeah.
almost like Metro, but not.
Does this look familiar to you there, James?
It does. I've got one in the fridge.
Have you tried the Fest beer?
I have not, but I'm out of my drink, so I may get up and go get it. Yeah. My big thing is I'm just glad Elon and Trump made up because that was awkward.
Yeah. There was a lot of good that they did together, I think.
Yeah, that was awkward when they started going at logger. But it's because Elon expected Trump to go harder than Trump did.
That's
like when Elon thought he was doing the Doge thing, he literally thought he was going to fire 2/3 of the government. And then, of course, that didn't happen. Oh, and by the way, apparently a guy in the Department of War, yeah, he thought it'd be a good idea to put a video up mocking the death of Charlie Kirk.
woman.
Okay, guess who's on the? Of course, it was a woman there. Of course.
So, all right.
So guess who's on the unemployment line now?
I'm actually going to say something I never thought I would say in my life. I have a little bit of respect for Cenk Uygur today.
I saw that too.
Did Cenk handle it good?
I have a little bit of respect for him today.
I'm going to ask, did he not get vulgar unlike everybody else?
No, he actually he decried
He said
the
the right
people
things.
doing it. He said exactly the right things.
Of course.
He said
yeah.
that if we disagree, we debate, then we go for a beer afterwards and we talk. If we agree, we get together and we try and change things. He goes, and people say to me, well, would you have a beer with Charlie Kirk? I did. And I'm glad I did because now I'll never get the chance to again. Like he said the right things. And I got to give him respect for that because normally I think he's a fucking pie head.
Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
But I kind of feel like, thank you. I kind of feel like Chink and
Anna?
Anna have been drifting a little bit more centrist.
I think Anna is. I don't think Cenk is.
On a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
Chink is
No,
not.
I think Chank just said what he knew needed to be said, whether he believed it or felt it or not. I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ.
I think
How
he
do you
did.
go
I mean,
through
he
life
hung
this
out and had a
fucking
beer with
cynical,
the guy.
Shadow? How do you get up in the morning and look at the sun and go, you're just fucking putting heat because you think that's
Did,
what
did
people
you
want?
not hear my previous statement? From the moment I was born, I couldn't wait to get off this fucking planet.
In fucking California,
He's
man.
he's in
Jesus.
California, Bear.
Here's
Come
the
on.
thing.
Ah.
If Chink had a debate with Charlie Kirk and then went out for beer, you can only assume they liked each other at least a little bit, or at least respected each other.
They at the very least had to tolerate each other. I mean, you don't go out having a drink with
I
somebody
mean,
you
they
can't
had
even
some
tolerate.
respect.
No.
You can
I have a
respect
very
it.
simple rule in my life, which is if someone offends me to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to tolerate your existence, I will never break bread with you. It will never happen. I will
Right.
never sit at the same table and have a meal or a drink with you ever. And I've had a lot of times when I'm working in corporations where I'm like, no, I'm not going to that event. Why? Because they're there and I will not do this. And people are like, well, why are you? They're called fucking principles, people. Look into them, you know?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You know, yesterday I don't want to say coworker, but he's in another company that my boss owns, and my boss wants to be Elon Musk with 17 companies. Good luck, Jeremy. He had stopped doing a lot of composting stuff, and there was still money in the composting, so they kept Eric on, and then Eric got into a fight with the guy that replaced him at a location where Eric's equipment is at. He was doing composting at a dump site that he used to administer for another company. This company's letting him borrow the space to do the composting. So they've got the world's, or at least the state's largest composting grinder, which is just basically a giant cylinder that grinds up shrubs and trees and all that stuff. It's really fun to watch. But these two guys get into a pissing match. They're both like 35 or older. And the cops had to get called. And now I can't have Eric go on that site where we've got our equipment because this other guy is fearful for his life, but he was the one that gave the death threat to Eric. And that was all the bullshit I was dealing with yesterday before I found out that Kirk had been assassinated. And trying to get...
Sounds like you got a very interesting job.
I'm trying not to go on that site anyway because I just don't like the company I used to work for.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Alex Jones is he is the crazy we don't deserve. He's too good.
I'll
for
take
us.
Alex every day.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what's crazy is put a quarter in a jar for every time he was right, but you didn't think he was, but then it turned out he was.
You know
that you'd have quite a few quarters in there.
They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Turns out it's
Yes, it
true,
is.
and they know the exact freaking chemical that does it. It's like anthropomorphine or some shit, some kind of insecticide or something. It's like, oh my god. Between him and our boy Jesse Ventura, man.
I'm not doing it, James. Nice try, but I'm not doing it.
You don't have to, but you know Jesse has said some crazy shit.
You're not doing what?
In his day.
I'm not doing it.
Doing what?
Navy SEAL.
Oh God, you suck at it.
Show me kid show business.
Nope, not doing it. I am not your dancing fucking monkey.
That's true.
Bear, what's your address? I'm going to have Tim Horton ship some Colombiana beans to you.
I don't want that. Thank you. Stop.
The Jewish accountant said it was for the contrarian points. Shadow exceeded.
That said, my birthstone is coffee bean, so that works out well.
Your birthstone is coffee.
That's funny. I shed coffee beans and olive oil.
Well, the olive oil I can believe. How about the garlic there, you guinea bastard?
Garlic, what are you saying? I
only have they go fuck.
You have it only for every meal. And
why are there so many fucking racial slurs for Italians? What the fuck is that?
I love it. I love. What's your favorite slurry?
You want the obvious answer?
Oh, well, yeah, because they're
I
fucking
mean,
wops.
we are the third most hated demographic in the world.
I wonder why.
I would say Snooki and that show she was on
Jersey Shore did us
had a
no
big part
favors.
to
Oh,
do with
I'm
it.
pretty sure that they were calling them guineas, dagos, wops. What else? Fuck. There's more. I just can't think of them right now. Long before Jersey Shore.
Greasers.
Oh, Greasers is the 50th.
Greaser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because every
All right.
ethnicity that come to America before the current era had to go through a period of hazing, and then eventually they just become American.
So you know where the term WAP comes from, right?
Without
Paper.
without papers.
No. God took one handful of spaghetti and one handful of shit and WAP.
Damn.
Actually, though, it's without
I
papers.
know. All right. Why is Italy shaped like a boot?
Because all their shit wouldn't fit in a shoe.
That's right. You can't fit that much shit in a shoe. Exactly.
And you have to remember when the Italians showed up, it was just about when the Irish were starting to get accepted as human
Yes,
beings.
INNA
We
was
needed somebody else to make fun of.
Yeah.
So the Irish started getting super pissy with the Italians, and
Well, it's like people think the word paddy wagon refers to a padlock. It does not. It refers to the wagon you put the drunk Irish in at the end of the night. The patty wagon.
right,
Not patty, it's patty wagon.
because Paddy is a nickname for Irishmen because so many of them were named
Patrick.
Adric or whatever, you know.
Yeah. So I had to do this.
So they would be like,
So I was working security at this site in Vancouver, and the previous security company had violated this Native woman's rights. And so we had to go through a sensitivity training on human rights, despite us not being the company that did it. It was so fucked up. So we went. And one of the girls who was teaching it, one of the ladies who was teaching it, was from Ireland. And she and I were having a cigarette on the break. And I'm like, so what's the craziest thing you saw when you got here for the first time? She goes, patty wagon. And I'm like, really? She goes, that blew my fucking mind. I was like, yeah, I could buy that, man. Coming from Ireland and seeing something called a paddy wagon, that's got to fuck your head up a little bit.
but on the other hand, they took over the police and the fire department
did.
of New York,
Gangs in New York.
become a major voting bloc. And now, even to this day, you can't be in a fire department without having half of them have Mick in their name
That's very
somewhere.
true. By the way, also on top of Cenk Uygur, I also have to say I got a little bit of respect for the RPG pundit today for what he had to say about the whole thing.
Oh, pundit would have loved Charlie Kirk, though. Pundits on that side.
But I'm just saying, like, these people that are coming out and saying the right things, I'm like, thank you. We need more of that, you know?
Right. I mean, I haven't come out and said anything on X or anything, but I mean, it did break my heart that the guy got killed.
Yes.
Because I didn't think he deserved it, and he was young, and
No one
you know,
deserves to die for a fucking opinion.
that is something you and I 100% agree on, which is probably why we get along, even when you're grouchy.
Yeah, well, I'm grouchy. I'm always fucking grouchy, you fucking hillbilly.
Well, you scared the shit out of Ultra America.
Did I?
I don't know if you scared him, but he was just like, Bear seems like he hates me. I'm like, he don't hate you, bro.
No.
He was just all fired up on something. I don't know. Maybe he'd been drinking too much syrup. You know how those
Get all
Canadians
hopped
weird.
up on that maple syrup.
Yeah, and then they come in, you know, swinging.
Yeah, we
man.
do.
But
It's hockey shirts
and I told him, I
Timbits.
said, Bear's a great guy. Just relax. I said, it's cool.
Yeah, I got nothing against the guy.
And I hope you don't mind that I'm saying this. And he's like, yeah, I agree. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's just, it is what it is.
I
you know?
literally have nothing against the guy, so that's
I knew you
that's
did.
his insecurity.
I
knew
just
that
assumed
you were just
you chalked it
well,
up that you just don't know him.
You know what it is? That some young people don't understand, like getting rid.
Also,
You know what I mean?
there's a thing with millennials I've noticed, which is they really don't like confrontation. Like they really don't.
Right.
And it's like, I'm Gen X. We're like, let's solve this shit now. Like right now, right? Like you're pissing me off.
And
Let's get it sorted.
That's kind of what I kind of said. It's like, look, we were the feral generation that fist fought every day after school and shit.
Pretty much.
I was like,
You went out, met at the
your
dumpster, you
generation
fought it
just
out.
ain't used to that shit
Yeah.
because you grew up where if you got in a fight in school, somebody went to jail. We grew up where everybody was carrying knives in school and we would get in the fist fights.
Yep.
And in my high school, we had shotguns hanging in the window of every truck in the parking lot. I mean, and yet somehow had no shootings.
And when we get home, our mother would say, well, what'd you do to cause the fight? Not, oh, I'm so sorry you got your ass beat. Oh, let's go for ice cream. No, what the fuck did you do to piss that person off that much? And you're like, I didn't do shit, ma. The fuck. Some people are just assholes.
And if you come from a certain special kind of family, Hungar knows what I'm talking about. If you lost the fight, you got your ass whipped when you got home.
Fair.
Yeah, I never had any of that for obvious reasons.
And if you let your brother get beat up, you got your ass whipped when you got home.
Anyway, yeah, no, you can assure the young man I have nothing against him. I've got no fucking problem at all.
Yeah, I like the guy.
I told you last week,
I didn't
James.
think you were being rough.
Bear is a Speedo full of volcanic beach sand. Just dump out the nard pouch regularly and get on with your life. Well, there you go. That's lovely, Man of War. Thank you. I'm so happy to be a Speedo full of volcanic beach sand.
That would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, seriously. Say hi to your mother. I don't know. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Man of War, what's up, homie? Rosie O'Donnell lives in Ireland now, and apparently she's got herpes.
I thought she went to Italy.
No, Ireland.
Wouldn't let her in.
No, Ireland. And the Irish people that have been interviewed about it are none too happy. So, they probably all wish she went to Italy. But someone else did go to Italy, though. You are right.
De Niro. Robert De
Fuck
Niro.
that guy.
Well,
I fucking hate that.
It's
De Niro needed to go somewhere because, I hate to be this way because he truly was one of the great stars back in the day. And he's in so many just American classics. Yeah. But like in real life, it's like he went crazy or something.
There is a desperate need in American society for someone to just start saying, Grandpa, shut up and sit down to some of these old Hollywood guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like, Grandpa.
That's why when you and I were talking and I was talking about how I miss the studio system.
Yeah.
Where you had some guy telling the actors to keep their freaking yap shut.
Shut your fucking whore mouth and go suck dick and do your movie acting. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we pay you to act in
no
movies,
one, no one gives a fuck what you think. You're an uneducated fucking retard who literally doesn't work for a living. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like, why would you give a shit what Johnny Depp says? That dude dropped out of high school and was born in Kentucky.
That's a good one, Dean.
So
that's good, Dean.
Together,
Dean, that's good.
You know what they say about stars at James? They're mostly actually.
So the most base, I know, dude.
Man
of
War.
We're good, Man of War.
Here's a peace offering, and he gave you a banana.
Thank you. I appreciate the banana and the monkey. No, we're good, dude. I'm Gen X. I don't take shit.
Okay. I gotta go take care of some chores.
Okay.
So thanks for having me.
That sounds like something a filthy goblin would say. Look into my eyes.
Enjoy. Wear a condom.
Yeah. If it's a chore, strap up your back so you don't put it out, right? You gotta protect your back.
And I gotta go take care of some chores. And so thanks for having me on. It was fun. If you're still on whenever I'm done, I'll hop back on.
Can you do me a favor? Next time, can you actually spell a word with that chaos behind you? Because right now it looks like you're trying to summon an old one.
He's got occult geometry going on behind him. It's like that's non-Euclidean geometry.
That way, I don't know.
It feels like I got to start saying Cthulhu Fatah, like Jesus Christ. Even death can die. What?
Yeah, you look at it the right way, and all of a sudden,
You start having dreams about
doing
dogs
this
chasing you, right?
something.
It's one of the Hounds of
Right. Oh
Pindalus.
yeah, the Hounds of Pindalus. They hate when you f around with dimensional bullshit.
Yeah, I ran out of the hooks that I'm using up there, so I gotta get more, and that's just so low on the priority list. It's
All good, brother.
He's summoning a metal band. Not with that, he isn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he is summoning a metal band, it'd be all like blue lights, red lights,
Titties.
titties. I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day when we had posters that looked away, but if you turned like a special light on, they looked another
Yeah,
way.
blacklight posters. They were awesome.
Boy, those were so awesome.
So you know who the most based, cool fucking actor I ever met in my life was?
Who?
Tim Thomerson. Because
I thought
my
you were gonna
friend
say Lance Henderson.
No, Lance was amazing, but he was crazy. He's like the guy on another planet. Great guy on another planet. But Tim Thomerson, he was working on a film here in Montreal. My buddy, the stunt coordinator, goes, "Hey, Tim, why do you do all these shitty films?" And Thomerson looks at him without missing a beat. He goes, "I got 5 ex-wives. It's bitch feed."
Bitch. Which, of course, reminds me of The Running Man. I got 5 kids.
That's
to feed.
actually Total Recall.
Not Running Man. Total Recall.
I thought it was 4. Ha! You caught me. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't even have no kids.
Exactly. I love that movie. 2 weeks.
Total Recall.
Till the end.
Yeah,
the
that
end,
was the era. That was
the really
like the era
crappy
of
special effect
Schwarzenegger.
ruined it for me.
God, Jesus, Shadow. Is there anything you like?
I like hanging out with you guys. I like RPGs.
You're like
Goofy
Debbie
thing.
fucking Downer, I swear to God. Hey, you know what's
Hey,
really cool? I like this
I
thing.
think
That thing was dumb and had really shitty special effects.
Come on, that was one of the worst special effects of all time.
Which one?
The where Arnold's face, his eyes are bugging out and shit.
What are you talking about? I love that shit.
Really?
I can't breathe. My eyes are the bulging out the Mars. It's the best.
It's just
best.
it seemed cheesy to me.
I
I mean, admittedly, I don't think they really had any other way to do it. Maybe CGI, but I don't think that would have worked. But it just
yeah, CGI in 80
89,
something.
88, whatever that
Yeah.
was. No.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well,
You
enjoy being antisocial.
you can have your
Social. What are you
opinions.
talking about?
What are you talking
You're
about?
empty. You're empty. You're empty.
You can have your opinions, but Arnold Schwarzenegger owned the mid to late 80s.
Truly did.
I mean, that was just what.
That's
it
why
was.
one of my favorite jokes he ever did was in Last Action Hero when they go to the video store and all of his movies have Stallone on the posters instead. And he's like, "No, you were in this movie." He's like, "This is Stallone. I love this guy." It's just like, fuck yeah, why not, man?
Well, apparently he had a good sense of humor and didn't mind banging out, an ugly match.
So when I was working on Battlefield Earth, the effects guys had worked on a couple of Schwarzenegger films, and one of the guys told me this story. He goes, Schwarzenegger's a really weird guy, just like really physical humor all the time. He goes, and basically this lighting guy, he goes, one of the effects guys was bent over fixing a lighting pod for an effect, and Schwarzenegger was walking by, turned, walked up, grabbed him by the hips, and starts pretending to dry hump, and he goes, "I give you diamonds. I give you gold. I give you pearls." And then pushed him with, "I give you nothing," and walked away. I'm just like, what do you do when a 6'2" Austrian beef, side of beef does that to you? I guess you laugh, because you got much other choices at that point. Fuck.
On his one show where he's talking about working out, and they were interviewing, he's like, "Working out, it's like coming to me."
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah, he's talking about how
It was pumping iron. Yeah,
it's pumping iron. Yeah.
It was pretty sad.
My favorite version was Pumping Irene. That was a good movie. I was interested, very interested, very interested, and then I wasn't interested so much anymore. It was a very, very good movie. You guys remember that? Kevin Nealon, when he used to do that thing on SNL when he'd review porn movies for the Weekend Update? I love that
Yeah.
when they mentioned. Then I saw this gay movie called, My Butt Bustin' Buddies. I was shocked, curious, very curious. I fucking love that shit.
Wow.
Man. That's funny.
That's almost as cool as when like Norm Macdonald
Oh my
went on
God.
the Conan O'Brien show and told him he was
Oh my
closeted.
God.
I'm a
Norm
deeply
Macdonald.
closeted
Norm
man.
Macdonald's fucking every time he was on Conan, and he would fuck with the guests as well. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God. Yeah. He was like effing with that one chick, and she was there to push her
Yep.
movie and he was making fun of the movie.
Yeah. Is it board spelled BORED? He's just fucking brutal,
Right.
man. He was a brutal.
He was just,
The class act.
and Conan O'Brien's just sitting there like, okay, go ahead. He just knew he had lost control.
Oh, yeah.
Norm was going nuts. And then Norm would be like, nah, no, you're a beautiful person. I'm going to buy a movie ticket. And then that was another thing Norm always did. He'd be like, that guy is kind of an asshole. No, I kid. He's actually a really good guy. And it's like,
I like one of my favorite things he ever did was when he did that whole bit where he says, everybody says they want to travel back in time and kill Hitler. I don't know if you heard of this guy. Apparently he's a bad guy. And I read about him, and apparently he was a very charismatic, very convincing guy. So I'd be afraid. You go back in time and he start talking to you, and you'd be like, hey, these are some good ideas, Hitler.
yeah. But which Babylon
That
did
is fucking
skit.
hilarious, that sketch.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
What do you call this movie with this painting? That was it, Deutschland ein Juden, Germany without Jews. I don't know what that means, but it sounds beautiful. It is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a vegan. You're not going to believe this.
Norm Macdonald. Every time Norm Macdonald had a Jewish person on his talk show, he would always accuse his co-host of being a Holocaust denier. and the guy was Jewish.
I'm Jewish.
And he'd be like, that guy over there don't believe the Holocaust even happened. And he's on there with like Larry King. Like King's like, what? And the guy's like, I'm Jewish.
I love watching.
Norm's like, I don't know if he is.
I love watching those old SNL weekend updates where they'll just put together the montages of him ragging on the Clintons, ragging on Madonna, or ragging on O.J. Simpson.
Hated Hillary Clinton.
Oh, he fucking hated her.
Because he freaking never missed an opportunity to go in on her. I mean,
and O.J. Simpson and Madonna. He hated them.
Which apparently.
Well, rightly so.
Apparently, the O.J. Simpson thing is what got him in trouble.
I couldn't believe it.
Because Lauren Davis or whatever is like, Lorne Michaels is friends with O.J., like in real life. But, I like the Madonna stuff too, because it always ended with him calling her a whore in some way or another.
Wasn't wrong.
Yeah, he'd be like, Madonna's a whore, like, okay, all right, you live your truth, I guess. Which I hate that term, but
Yeah, there's only one truth.
You do you, Norm.
There's only one truth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's some Christian bullshit that we're throwing my way.
No. What I'm
because when
saying
I hear
that
the two of you agree on something, I'm pretty sure it's Christian.
No. What I'm saying is when somebody says live your own truth, that's stupid because scientifically, factually, whatever, there's only one truth, which has to be based on facts. And if you don't believe those facts, then you're doing something else, but it's not the truth. I'm not saying you can't do what you want. I'm just saying, look.
You do what you want to do. You do what you can.
The people I will bring up, because they're a really easy target for this, is flat earthers. If somebody tells a flat earther to live their own truth, I'm like, no. You can believe the earth is flat, but you're wrong. And then I move on because I don't want to argue with somebody over freaking whether the earth is flat or not. But that's what I mean. You know, there's some things that are just so evident
Provable.
that it's like, if you're going to deny this, yeah, that's not your own personal truth. That's just you being kind of retarded. But that's fine. I mean, the world needs retards. It really does.
Give a little bit.
I mean, and the thing with retards is this: you never know when you're the retard. Because retards often don't know they're retards. There's an actual study about it. The stupider someone is, the smarter they think they are. So you end up with this weird paradigm where the stupid people think they're the smartest people.
I love that.
Yeah.
That would explain Congress.
That explains AOC.
Ooh.
Right. So, I mean, pretty much what I'm saying is, even though I'm saying retards, which I know a lot of people don't like, I fully and firmly accept that I could be the retard.
Well,
in any given situation.
Spoiler alert.
So it's not like I'm trying to insult a whole group of people, because I could be the retard. It just changes whenever you go to different places. Sometimes you're not the retard, and sometimes you are.
Some days you eat the bar, some days the bar eats you.
Basically, I mean, that's a good Canadian thing, because, I mean, down here in Florida, we don't worry about bears eating us, but yeah. Yeah.
I believe I
Sometimes
said,
you're the idiot.
I believe I said bar.
Yeah, but see, bar is how you say bear in Kentucky.
I know.
Like Daniel Boone killed a bar when he was only 3 years old or something.
Don Olemeyer had Norm fired. Yes, I still love when they brought him back to host the next season. He got to host an episode. He's like, so I don't know if you know this or not. I got fired for not being funny enough. And in a normal job, that'd be a hell of a lawsuit. But since this is a comedy show, you know. But now I'm back hosting it. So somehow I went from being so not funny I couldn't be on the show to being so funny I could host it. Or the show's gone down. Well, you'll see. Just the way he just did it was just like, oh, fuck. He took them out, man. I loved him, man. I think my 3 favorite monologues of all time were that one, Shane Gillis, when he got to host finally after being fired, and Bill Burr, when Bill Burr did that whole thing about, you know, women and fucking needing to shut the fuck up. And his whole monologue was just Bill Burr being Bill Burr. And it's like, wow. I cannot fucking believe he got away with that one.
Yeah, that was back before his wife stole his testicles.
That was recent, though. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Well,
but he was dead on. He was dead on. He's like, how did this happen? It's like slavery was a thing. Black people got mad. And somehow liberal white women stepped over the fence.
Swung their Prada boots over the wall and took the headline. Generals should be studying this maneuver.
You're right. And he's like, look, you need to, you were in the hot tub with us when we were doing all our evil shit. You need to shut the fuck up.
You need to sit the fuck down and take your talking to.
Yeah, sit the fuck down and take your talking to. You were right there with us. That was funny. And then Dave Chappelle.
That was a good one.
The monologue he gave after Kanye got all in trouble and shit. Pretty crazy stuff. It was good, though. And it was not the monologue. He like turned in a monologue and they approved it. And then he did a totally different monologue. Because he's Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle can do that kind of shit. You know, when you're Dave Chappelle. Yeah, when you're Dave Chappelle, you can talk shit about LGBT people. Ooh. You can talk about shooting a white meth head with a shotgun in your kitchen. I mean, literally, you can just talk about whatever. And nobody gets mad. Well, I mean, except sometimes the alphabet crew, but everybody else is like, yeah, that's pretty funny. And you're right. Chappelle is, I am a norm guy, but Chappelle is definitely one of the funniest human beings ever to human being. And now he lives on a farm in the middle of rural Ohio and gets mad at meth heads running across his cow field.
Who's that?
Dave Chappelle,
Okay. I thought that's what
who
you were
will
talking
never
about, but
tell you he grew up in the hood because he didn't. You know? But he's just a funny guy. There's just something about it. Like in the movie where like all he does is smoke weed all the time. Oh my God. He is funny. Just hilarious. The one where Bob Saget kicks him out of the freaking drug rehab meeting or whatever.
Bob Saget was a
He's
funny
like,
motherfucker too.
okay.
yeah, because Dave Chappelle's up there like, I was smoking some weed. And Saget, you're in here for weed? Let me ask you something. Have you ever sucked a dick for cocaine? Chappelle's like, God, what? He's like, boo on this guy. Get out here. Weed ain't no real drug. These guys are like, I smoke crack, you know, and shit like that. And they're just like, okay. Chappelle got ran out of it. Meanwhile, they had a play on Tommy Chung, who, when he was in prison, did in fact feed a squirrel until it got so fat that when a hawk attacked it, it couldn't carry it off because the squirrel was too fat. So they did call him the Squirrel Master when he was doing his prison, which was in a really, really, white collar prison. And they worked him into that movie as the Squirrel Master, which was hilarious. That was a good movie. Another funny scene for me of a movie was Dirty Work when Norm and his buddy get out of jail.
So
He's like, what hurts the worst is the disrespect. Well, actually, that other thing hurts the worst, but after that, the disrespect.
my God, I've never seen this many dead whores in my life. Lord knows I have.
Yeah. What's his name with like the fake nose? It got bit off by a
That
Saigon whore.
whore. Yeah.
Man, good movie. And Norm Macdonald, apparently, Adam Sandler would have him in all of his movies as like a backup guy, just so he could earn some money and keep his guild membership up or some shit.
For who?
Norm.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when Norm wasn't really doing a whole lot, Adam Sandler would always have Norm in his movies. Usually, just like in Billy Madison, Norm's the guy that's just pissed drunk by the pool the whole movie. And then at the end of one of the movies, he bought everyone a car except for Norm because he knew Norm didn't drive. So he didn't buy him a car. But Norm was like, damn, man, everybody else got a car. I didn't get a car. It was like, I guess that's the way it goes. But Adam Sandler, one of my favorite Adam Sandler skits was when he played the New Englander giving directions. That was pretty funny. Don was friends with the Juice. Okay. So I got confused with who was friends with who or whom.
I'll be right back. Got to throw my supper in the oven. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking I
Mama
probably,
talking to me, trying to tell me how to live.
I think I'm
Not what I was thinking, but good. I was thinking, man, a 5 still alive through the raging glow. Stiffened wounds test their pride. Yeah. For whom the bell tolls.
Gentlemen, I'm going to take a nap. I worked a good chunk
Take a nap.
of time last night, and I need my
Yep.
sleep. It's good to be with you all.
Yep.
Everybody, to keep your head on a swivel.
Yep. I can't keep my head on a swivel. Most of my vertebrae in my neck are like screwed together, so I can't turn my head very
We need
far.
a chair for you, a swivel chair.
Yeah. I'd be totally screwed.
See you in a bit, guys.
Yeah. Stiffened wounds. I smell something cooking, so I may have to actually go before too long anyway. Because I mean, if my wife's going to cook me food, kind of the least I could do is eat it. You know, that's like a rule, you know. But might eat dinner and watch another episode of The Boys. Which everyone keeps telling me I should watch the comic or read the comic books. But, you know, the only comics I collect are Berserk manga, the deluxe edition. That's it. My wife buys them for me for presents. So I have like, I don't know, most of them. So I'm going to put this Yazirian in just a space gray jumpsuit, like a vac suit. He ain't got his helmet on, but we'll pretend like, you know, well, the helmet is sitting here. I could just glue it to him somewhere and paint it up and say, you know, he's carrying it, you know, on his. That's what I always did with my Space Marines. When I rarely put a Space Marine together with no helmet, I would always take a helmet, cut the neck off, drill it so it looked hollow, and glue it onto his belt so that the helmet was there. You know, so if he needed to reach down and put that helmet on, he could. And I did not make a lot of my Space Marines without helmets because that's lame.
Yeah. Starship Troopers should have taught us that lesson. Never take your damn helmet off.
The only guys I made with helmets or without helmets were like commanders. And I 3D printed a Donald Trump Space Marine head out and put that on one of them. And then there were 4 different 3D STL prints for Ryan Gosling. So I put some Ryan Gosling heads on. Like one of them, he has a broken nose and he's got the tape across it. You know, because it was all different Ryan Goslings from Blade Runner 2047.
I need to see that one.
Which you've probably never seen.
Yeah.
You've never seen that.
No. Oh,
you should. It's better than the original.
I don't know.
It is better than the original.
I haven't seen too many remakes that I thought that about. I just.
Well, I'm telling you right now, it's better than the original. Now, it's up to you if you want to take the hour and a half out of your time to see if I'm right.
Yeah,
but I think it's better than the original.
It's so hard for me to just sit and watch one thing and just do one thing.
I got you. I know the feeling. I mean, me and you. That's why we do this.
2049, and don't read the comics; they're garbage.
Okay, then. Well, I've got one of my brothers, not Hungar, but the other one that I hang out with a lot. We were talking about The Boys from what I've seen on the TV show, and he kept being like, well, in the books it was this, and in the book, I finally had to be like, look, I never read the books, so why do you keep telling me this shit? I don't know it. I'm not interested in it. I'm watching The Boys because my wife wanted to. Otherwise, I don't know. I'd be watching some AI story about the human that accidentally did something and it made him get married to an alien.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, if you're walking down like a hall in this space station and the beautiful blue-skinned alien drops something and you pick it up, now you're engaged. According to their culture. That is a super common thing on the internet.
I've seen the thumbnails, but I have not gone down that rabbit hole yet.
If you listen to enough of them, you will notice that they all use the same names. There's always a corporal or something Park. There's always a girl named Chin. There's always a dude named like Jake Hyde or some shit. It's like somebody has somehow set up an AI to just crank out the exact same sci-fi story, but change like little
I
subtle
just saw
parts
this
of it.
commercial. Well, actually, like 20 different versions of the same commercial for an ED trick. You know, the like baking soda and apple cider vinegar, but it's like the same
Oh my
exact
god!
commercial, but with different AI animations. And I'm like, who do you think's watching
The
this?
worst one is the one where the woman's like, "My husband started trying this trick,
Hmm.
and I caught my
That's the
stepson
one.
watching me
That
in the
is the
shower.
one.
So one
I'm like,
morning, and I'm like, are we literally talking about like some kind of weird incestual thing here to sell some kind of product to give you a hard on? Because that is pretty strange, pretty depraved.
yeah, it's literally like
Yes, Steam Pal, I remember Mike Tyson Investigation Squad or whatever it was called. I loved it. I thought it was the
Isn't it Mike
best.
Tyson Mysteries or something like that?
Yeah, Mike Tyson mystery. So, yeah, and Norm Macdonald as a penguin. It was because he effed over a voodoo witch, so she turned him into a penguin.
All right, gentlemen, I got to go because I got to get ready for my show at 7:00 on my music channel. So if you guys want to listen to some tunes, come on, stop
Nice.
by. Always fun to have you
If
around.
I have a show in 3 hours, so
Dad, no one cares about your stupid Vietnam stories.
no, it's a book review. With
what book are you
we're
reviewing?
well,
The
we're
happy
supposed
hooker
to
goes to Hollywood.
we're supposed to have finished reviewing this one because Grandma hadn't finished the book.
Just
Oh,
tell
you
me.
can't read it. Hiro's Journey, Sterling Lanier. It's about
I hated it.
what?
Hated
You
it.
didn't like it?
No, but I'm doing John
Oh, okay.
Levitt's from the
Hated it.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, boys.
Yeah,
Have
he
a good
goes
care,
to the
one.
Bear.
movie and then he's all like,
Peace, love,
I hated
geek,
it.
and see y'all later.
Yeah, have fun, bro. Yeah, Norm as the pigeon was pretty crazy because he was a drug addict, alcoholic, racist, and constantly trying to sleep with Mike Tyson's 16-year-old daughter,
Wow.
even though he was a penguin. So I don't know how that would work. And just the worst. And somehow he got away with it. Like he would say the worst shit ever and people would just laugh. Like there was a ghost in the show and Norm as a pigeon's trying to, he's saying all kinds of filthy shit about Mike Tyson's daughter. And the ghost is like, Mike, do you not hear what he's saying about your daughter? And Mike's like, oh, it's okay. He's just, with that lisp that Tyson has, he's just joking. Everybody knows that, and it's like, all making pledges with exact phrasing. Yeah, I remember when they went to the one woman's house and she's like, I think I have a ghost or something. And they found the hidden compartment and it was like full of like SS Nazi memorabilia and shit. It turned out her like granddad had been an SS officer in World War II. And he wasn't a ghost.
Yeah.
It's just,
And I know the feeling. I have on my dad's side of the family. They told numerous lies about how and why they came to this country, uh, claiming to be from one place, but they all spoke German instead. So
I don't really care because I'm pretty sure I had relatives that fought on every single side of that war.
really,
Yeah. Well, I mean, genetically, I am mostly German, genetically. But I've got some Dane, Norwegian, and Swede mixed in there, right?
Mhm.
And then I've got a little bit of Pole. And then I've got the smallest amount of my DNA is Irish, 4%. but I think that got out of the Norwegian through that Irish guy. Because you know how those Scandinavians like to go to Ireland and like do their thing. I don't want to say what the thing is, but it rhymed with grape. And so, yeah, there's a possibility that my Norwegian and Swedish and Danish DNA comes from back when they were, you know, running Ireland. And, you know, that's why, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much, now you know my whole story, man. I got nothing else to tell you. That's pretty much it. But 40-something% of me is Germanic. So I traced my grandfather's paternal line back to Alsace, Germany, 1580. Now I think Alsace might be France, but back then it was Germany.
Yeah, we came over here in the mid 40s.
George Strait, Carolyn Levitt. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what they all do, though. It's like, you know, those every now and then somebody will show like 20 reporters on TV and they're all saying the exact same thing. And the guy just links them all up. It's, I mean, the thing is, in real life, all the news that you see goes through the AP before you ever see it.
Yeah.
I mean, the AP is the primary source for everything. And it doesn't matter if it's Fox News, whatever, it doesn't matter. Their source for all their information is the AP. Which means if the AP starts lying about shit, then they're all getting lies. At which point, some of them, you know, swap it up and do other things, and others go with the lie. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
that's why
it's pretty crazy.
I kind of like Dan Bongino's old rule. You know, wait 48 hours before you start commenting on shit.
Right, because that will protect you from getting called out.
Yeah, and you have a better, you know,
thing.
Opportunity to get, you know, more information. And you know, we've been barraged with a nonstop stream of lies for so long.
Yeah, a lot of people don't remember because they're not our age. There was a time when all day long you would watch like The Price is Right and shit like that. And you might watch the news like once or twice.
Yeah, like an hour at dinner times, like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
5
it was
o'clock
like
news,
an hour.
and then they'd come back at 11.
And then there might be the really late news at 11. And then that was basically it. And 90% of the stories were local stories. You know, you rarely, I mean, unless something really
and occasionally
happened.
there was actually some actual good news, you know, the feel good story. And then they realized that doesn't sell. Like we were talking about last night on Bear's show, if it bleeds, it leads. And that's, you know, that suddenly became.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Leads, yeah. If it bleeds, it leads. That means that's the story they go with instead of, you know, telling us a feel good story, because that doesn't get people glued to their seats. You know, the last thing they want is people, you know, feeling good about their lives, because then they don't buy the product advertised.
Right?
Dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the.
And since, you know, about that time, maybe sooner or later.
The plane crash.
With a gleam in her eye.
With a smile on her face. Because all the people want is.
Yeah.
Laundry.
And I'm guessing it's only going to be a couple of days before the Kirk story is replaced with something else.
Well, that's the problem with the news cycle, and the fact that most people have about a 15 nanosecond attention span, which comes from like TikTok and stuff like that. You know, because if you're on X, TikTok, or Blue Sky, you're supposed to communicate your point of view, but with like 120 characters or something. So you know what I mean? It just don't work out. And
Yeah,
people
kind of like with
literally just have no whatever, man.
it's like with the live stream messages, you only get like 99 or 100 characters to try to get your point across.
But I do agree with you, even though I didn't know you were so pessimistic about everything.
I well, it's like this, my whole life, I was told about this place called heaven. You know,
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah, but I mean, remember, right? That before you go to heaven, you still got to live.
Yeah, it's just a testing ground, and
And therefore, you can watch Blade Runner 2049 or 2047.
yeah. One of these days I'll get around to it.
You
I
know
just
what I was wondering last night? If heaven is, like a place where you're going to be eternally happy, right? But a friend died and went to hell. Could you ask God to please forgive him because you're unhappy without your friend?
well, my I'm not going to say my favorite movie because everybody knows my favorite movie is The Watchmen. My second favorite movie is that movie with Robin Williams, What Dreams May Come. That's why I always say, like what I said with Bear, I really hope you're right and that someday, he sees things a little differently. But if not, I'm perfectly willing to go down there and, try and spring him.
Yeah, but the thing I'm saying is you should be able to just ask. It's like people say dogs and animals don't go to heaven, but if you go to heaven and like you go to God and you say, God, I don't know if I can ever be happy without, my goodest boy. Would God let your goodest boy be there? But then again, no one knows what heaven will be like anyway.
Right.
So, so there you go. Maybe you won't care. I don't know.
Well, with as long as we're going to be there, which is essentially forever, that makes our life here on Earth seem like a blink of an eye. I got to imagine that there's a whole lot to do. A lot of really cool things beyond our wildest imagination. So maybe instead of getting tired or bored with the thing that you miss, you're gonna see things differently to where it was perfect the way it was, and it's time to go have other adventures. Let's say with new experiences.
Right.
That's the hope. Like you said,
My
we
hope
don't.
is that my wife will tell me what she's doing in there. Wife. Wifey.
Yes,
What are you doing?
making a casserole.
What are you making?
A concoction.
A concoction. My favorite.
I could literally be anything.
Potatoes, smoked cabbage, sauteed onions, spinach, and cheese.
You mean smoked sausage, don't you?
Yeah, smoked sausage.
Cabbage?
No, spinach.
So potatoes, spinach, smoked sausage, and what kind of cheese?
Cheddar.
Cheddar. Okay. Sounds everything in it's good, so I'm sure I like it.
Well, hopefully, we'll see.
Well, I mean,
What we had that would be fast.
I have to yell at her because she's half deaf.
Yeah, I get this. I get this rule in my house because mine does the same thing. It's like if you want to speak to me, you come to speak to me. Don't yell at me from upstairs because I was perfectly fine, minding my own business. Now you need or want something. The least you could do is come ask me to where I can hear you because I'm a little hard of hearing too from doing things. And here I was minding my own business. Now you want something. the very least you could do is, try to be within earshot, instead of yelling from upstairs behind a closed door, thinking that I'm just waiting for her to, need me to do some shit that I didn't want to do in the first place.
Well, my wife got in an accident when she was young and it fucked up her hearing on one side. So it's not her fault.
Right.
And
Right.
where I'm sitting to where she's at is not that far. But
Yeah,
if I'm on her deaf side, she's just not going to hear me.
really.
So then I have to raise my voice so that it echoes around to her not deaf side. Or she told me a lie and she just ignores me sometimes. But my wife is not big on lying, so I don't think that's a thing.
Mine's a big fan, but she thinks she can get away with it, and she hasn't yet.
No, mine is the kind of girl that if she thinks you're lying to her, you're pretty done. She does not tolerate lying.
That's a
Now,
good
I
policy.
can get away with it if I'm joking about something, but if you tell like a real lie, done. Well, actually, I can't say that because I mean we're still together, so I can't say.
How long has it been? How long you two been together?
Oh, 20 years at least, maybe a little longer than that. I was like 32 and I'm 54, so yeah. When we started dating, I was like 32. Yeah. Just come off of a second divorce, which wasn't really bad because by the time I got my second divorce, I didn't like that bitch anyway.
That's usually how that works.
So it
That's
was,
usually how that
oh,
works.
we're getting a divorce? Cool. But yeah. Yep. We met at a D&D game, kind of. The person whose home we were at, that's where the D&D game was played. She played like a thief or something like that, and I played a fighter.
Well, you're lucky in that respect. Back in the day, like in the '80s, I played with a lot of female gamers. At the time they were girlfriends. They wanted to hang out, so they played, and some of them were really good. But after like 1985, '89 or so, I did not bump into or meet another female gamer until I started doing YouTube. So like decades, no women gamers. They're done. Just no longer interested. And I talked to people like you and Jade and other friends of ours that married gamers, and I'm just like, that's for me, it's literally unimaginable.
Well, Professor Dungeon Master is 100% correct about a lot of things, but specifically when he did the video about how he literally broke up with girls because they didn't like his gaming, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's too late for you. You're old and you're already settled in, and she'll cut you up. But
What do you mean, cut me up?
what do you think? I mean, you married a Mexican woman, right?
Oh, dude, she's so like not normal Mexican at all. I honestly think she's like adopted or something because she does not act like any Mexican woman you can imagine. It's
Well, regardless of that, my first two marriages were two girls who were 100% not interested in the gaming thing. So the whole time I was with these women, I had to juggle my love of gaming with a relationship.
It's up off grid, Coco.
And and it don't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, well,
It might work for some people, but it didn't work for me. And if you marry a woman, especially, there's some women that like, there are women out there that will get jealous of you hanging out with your actual male friends. And they'll also get jealous if you're gaming. And they'll start doing stupid shit to make your gaming experience as sucky as possible.
I've encountered that, but with my particular relationship, that I'm the boss, and that's just all there is to it.
In my relationship, I wear the pants in the house when she lets me. But anyway, all jokes aside, yeah. So I married a lady whose whole family loves card games, board games, etc.
That's awesome.
And I don't know, I think she mostly humors me as far as the role playing part.
Mhm.
Plus, she's friends with other people who play the game, so she has a reason to be there, you know. But yeah, you know,
Yes, we do know.
it's like how Sean would always say he didn't like women in his games because
I can understand that.
as often as not, it was one of the male players' girlfriends,
Hmm.
and she didn't want to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
John
was
would be like, "Yeah, I don't want her here because she probably don't want to be here anyway."
yeah,
So you know, she's just showing up because her boyfriend does it,
yeah.
and
I've had a couple of encounters with that sort of situation.
right,
Back in the day, the girlfriends that I had that were into gaming, they didn't know what it was at first, and they loved it. Then we broke up, and I don't know whatever happened to them, because when you break up, you just never
yeah.
speak again. But Dean, I know that, but it's almost as if she's like from another planet, and still like getting to know Earth and its customs. She's weird. Uh,
Well, weird can be good. Weird can be fun.
that's Jackie gets a part of his, mostly the side you never see from her, but he does get some traits from her. It's mostly his sensitive side, because he, despite what you guys would see and notice, he's a very sensitive individual, which clearly has to come from his mom, right, guys?
Right. If you say so. See, I'm sensitive, but in the way that I'm sensitive, used to be not so much anymore, that I was easily offended. And thank God I got over that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, unless someone is literally trying to, uh, they, I don't get offended, because I know when the conversation's over, I'm gonna, you know, go back to whatever it was I was doing, and I'm incredibly fortunate and blessed with getting to do literally whatever the fuck I want, whenever the hell I want. And lately, I've been, blessed to get to hang out with you schmoes. So more blessings.
A pack of blessings lay on your back. And are you happy? No.
Yeah, but that's because
That's Romeo and Juliet.
I know.
When Romeo's whining to the priest,
Hmm.
you know, the law that calls for death makes it banishment, and thou art, you happy and all this and that, you
Hmm.
know. I liked the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. I thought it was pretty good.
I'm a fairly big fan of Shakespeare. I think when they stopped teaching it in school, uh, was kind of the beginning of the dumbing down of this nation.
Yeah, we have definitely been making moves to make people stupider. That is a fact. I'm not sure why and what the point of it is.
Well,
Yes,
Daryl, go ahead, James.
Daryl, I had my very best friend in the world. His wife was 100% jealous of me. Now, it's not like we were going to be out there fooling around, touching wieners or docking or anything like that, right? but she was jealous of the time we spent together. So it was really weird, you know. It was like uh, we're gaming, you know, we're just hanging out and gaming. So I mean, you're invited. Uh, the one game she got into with us was an MMO. Man, what a pain in the ass she was. And you could tell that she was only there because he played.
Was Dean just in the green room?
I think he still might be.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Dean.
Hello.
I figured I'd jump in the last 10 minutes, however long it takes for dinner to arrive.
Yeah.
How you doing, Dean?
I'm doing pretty all right now.
Glad to hear it.
I'm way too energized because apparently I made that stew too dense. Oh, well. That just means I have to eat less.
So, guten Tag, Kameraden. Was ist los?
Ich bin ein Coca-Cola.
You want a Coca-Cola?
No, I am one.
You are Coca-Cola. I don't know why you'd want to be one of those. Those things will kill you.
Fair enough.
But I just said, hello, friend. What's going on? What's what?
Gerald, that's why you got to let them know, like, as early as possible that that ain't gonna work. You know, and if they persist, it's time to move on.
Yep, my second wife was so jealous of Warhammer 40K. Like, anytime I'd want to paint miniatures or actually play the game, she would always come up with some thing that I should be doing other than that.
Yeah.
And it was like that, like the whole time we were together. And so she'd be like, but you need to do this or you need to do that. And if I did them and tried to go back to what I was doing, she'd just make up some other thing that I should be doing.
Yeah, that is.
And it just went back and forth and back and forth. And, you know?
Yeah, I know there is a subset of women who are not happy when men are happy, but it still surprises me. We're like, but they're not even at the bar drinking. They're actually doing a very good thing where they won't cheat.
It's like what you said. There is a subset of women who, because of their resentment towards men, cannot tolerate the idea that a man somewhere might be having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's basically mostly a Western thing because women have forgot how to be women in the West. And they definitely have forgotten how to be wives. And that's when you end up with, like one of the saints says, whatever you do, never marry a combative woman, because every day when you come home from your labors, it'll be a battlefield in your house instead of peace.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of the millennial and Zoomer men, that's all they got to choose from. Because the West, like I said, has mostly turned their back on, you know, classic,
That's funny,
you know, morality and stuff like that.
To be honest, James,
sold her kidney for more models. To be fair, I don't even know if you could buy too many models with a kidney. They're that expensive. But no, she just, it was weird. She was the kind of girl who got mad if I did anything that didn't include her, but she didn't want to do anything I wanted to do. And another huge warning sign is she liked to have a lot of girls' nights out with her friends.
Oh, no.
And that is definitely, you know, that should ring some bells right then. You know,
not even one.
So, but back then I was not as knowledgeable in, you know,
The ways of the world.
conservative and Christian values. So I didn't know better because I was a man of the world.
Hmm.
Now I know better, you know? It's like, because the only thing a man wants in his home is peace. And if you can find a woman that allows you peace in your home, you're good. That's all there is to it, you know?
I mean, that is why, what do you call it? I forgot what his name was, but it was like a scientist who saw a presentation of like a chamber that can like energize you. And he bought it, and he later admitted he only bought it even if he knew it didn't work because his wife believed so, and he had an hour or two for himself.
I mean, if you're in a relationship where you're hiding from your wife in the bathroom,
Yeah.
you need to walk away from that shit. And I don't want to be like,
I
of
can't even
course,
imagine.
I have to preface that by saying, if you're a member of the church, you need to take her and have a sit down with the priest, your priest, and talk about life. And if she can't change, then you need to be like, yeah, we're done. I mean, orthodoxy will allow divorces. It's not so hardcore about that. But you are expected to at least try to salvage the marriage. And, you know, yeah, if you're in such a horrible marriage, like I said, that you're hiding in a bathroom, you need to end that. That's bad for everybody involved. You know, sometimes you just need to go I mean, if you live in Russia, you can smack her a few times to see if that works. But don't do that in America. They'll throw your ass in jail.
I mean, they will in a lot of countries, so.
Yeah. But one of the wives of one of the priests that wrote a bunch of books, she wrote a book on when and how you should slap your wife. I mean, I don't know if you can get it in English, but you can get it in Russian. And basically, no, you should not beat your wife. But if every now and then you got to give her a little smack to remind her that, you know, there's a hierarchy here. In Russian civilization, it's okay. In Danish civilization, I'm pretty sure my wife would murder me in my sleep if I were to try to do that. Because I'm married to Dane.
It depends. Like, so yes, she is very independent and such. Well, the Danes are very independent. Danish women are very independent and such. Let's just say they also like excitements. Is just they're not crazy like you know, like the stereotype of like the potato raised Midwestern woman.
Right. Well, my Danish woman is very independent within reason and does not tolerate any BS. She keeps our house running like the freaking German train system, you know, and she's not spontaneous at all. You have to make appointments for anything.
To be fair, life is a lot easier that way.
Huh?
To be fair, life is a lot easier that way.
Yes, she's very organized. And she's basically the breadwinner. So, you know, I let her make a lot of decisions around here that, basically, I let her be in charge of the house. Unless she does something I really don't like, and then I'll put my foot down. But 99% of the time, she's the boss. And she works 60 hours a week and still finds time to keep the house clean, me fed, the dog fed. I mean, so she's pretty amazing like that. It's like she's a girl boss, except she's a girl boss that behaves like a trad wife. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Living the dream, buddy.
Because she girl bosses at work all the time. She's in charge of people. But then she also keeps the house clean, lets me know if I need to do stuff. You know, we plan things together. She keeps everything organized. She keeps all my stuff organized, and she, feeds me. So yeah. I lucked out. Yep. And it's funny too, because my friend Bootstrap, when I was a firefighter, when I introduced her to him, he was all like, "You need to get with that." And I was like, "You think?" Because I mean, there was this other girl that was like super hot at the time. My wife is hot, but this girl had fake tits. She's basically a pole dancer. And he was like, "Yeah, forget about the fun pole dancer looking one." He said, "That's the one you want right there." And I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's the one that's going to go places. That's the one that's going to be with you." And he was 100% right. So, I mean, pretty much, yeah, one of the guys I worked with at the fire department helped me pick out my future wife.
That's great.
Yeah, because he had his wife, and he saw in Tracy a woman that was not going to cheat on me, that was going to be there for me, that was just a good person. And he told me the way he said it was so funny too. He's like, "Here's the deal, bro. You need to get on that on the ground level because she's going somewhere. And if you wait around, it'll be too late for you. So you need to get with her now when she's just starting out. And that way, when she blows up, I mean, there you are, right?" And he was right. He was a smart guy. But that guy was really smart. Like, he got a job at the fire department. The only reason he got a job at the fire department is we had amazing insurance, health insurance. And he put his wife and kids on the insurance. His wife was an RN that worked in the stroke lab. She made like 6 figures a year. So he did not give a shit about the small amount of pay we got as firefighters.
Yeah.
Because she was making all the money. But she also had an amazing, like, no deductible, whatever health care insurance because he's a firefighter. And he had planned that out because he was a really good planner. So when he told me the thing, I was like, my boy Bootstrap is a good planner. You know what I mean? If there's a way to make shit work out, he knows it. He grew up on like 7 Mile in Detroit, really poor, and paid to put his wife through nursing school, working as a tile installer. And then after that, he ended up becoming a firefighter. So it's like they had the plan planned for like a decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
enjoy off grid. That sounds good. I'm starving.
Yep. So I'm getting ready to have some kind of potato smoked sausage meal. And that's okay.
No.
Because
okay, so it's not a concoction for a second. I thought she was a witch.
she said a concoction because I don't know why. Maybe because she made it up on the spot. But no, it's just sliced potato, smoked Polish sausages, and a little bit of cheddar cheese or something. Maybe an onion. Because, my wife loves making like concoctions.
Yeah.
In her 9-inch casserole dish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, James, that sounds delicious, but I'm physically incapable of being hungry right now.
Yeah, because you already ate so much chili that you're like done. Just too much chili, huh, bro?
Something like that, yeah.
Off grid, my homie, my boy. But yeah, so yeah, I lucked out. And a big part of that lucking out was I married the woman that never sent me nudes. instead of the woman that sent me tons of nudes. You see what I mean?
In
Yes,
terms of what?
that's also an advice I wish that I followed at least once.
I married the woman who was too classy to send nudes, not the woman that was in the running that sent me tons of nudes, like porn style nudes. And also, the longer that I knew her, the more tattoos she got. My wife has not one tattoo. But this other girl, now she's covered with tattoos. And
Yeah.
I think women who get more and more tattoos as they get older, there's got to be some mental thing, like they hate themselves or something. Because, I mean, what are you doing? And they're not even getting like tattoos that you could kind of understand. They're getting like stupid shit. Like, I got
Somehow
a
it makes
tropical
sense on
bird
their own
tattooed on
brain.
my ass. It's like, what?
That reminds me of a funny image I saw. So it's like not a pebble, but the other frog, like as an FBI agent, and he's driving a van. On top of that van is like a radar dish. On the side of the van it says stupid tattoo ideas, and it like beams into a woman like in the window.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're getting like the Virgin Mary tattooed on them or a saint or
their kid's face or something like that.
anything respectable. It's like a macaw. It's like, okay, the birds, macaws are pretty, but why would you tattoo that on you? It's kind of stupid, And it got to where, like, at one point, both of her upper legs, her thighs, were just 100% inked. And her arms were sleeved, and she was getting tattoos on her back of her neck and tramp stamps that were going halfway around her and shit. And I realized this is a broken woman right here.
Yeah.
This woman is effed up.
I'll say.
Then she dyed her hair red when it was normally black. And that's when I really knew. She has hit that phase in her life where she will become a cougar and never be happy ever again. And that's what she did. To this day, she's not married. She dates men half her age, and she'll never be happy, and she'll die alone. Sad, really. But hey, we all make choices, don't we?
Yep.
And
Can't imagine that.
I made the good one.
You don't say.
Yep. And I had my boy Bootstrap Bill Turner to help me out with that decision. Because I needed somebody who was like not in the situation to give me good advice. Because when you're in the foxhole, it's not necessarily easy to make the right decision, when it's like that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when your bro is like, hey, look here, man, then you can take to the bank, because I mean, Bill would only ever do something that would benefit me. You know what I mean? He was not just like firefighter brother, but we were like really close. Well, still are, but so he would never like give me advice that would be like bad, So
Have you sent him a birthday gift recently?
I have not. I've called him and talked to him. I mean, he's doing his thing. Him and his wife got a couple of kids, and one of them's going into college on a soccer scholarship, and the other one's just being a little jerk.
That's what I was thinking about.
He's retired from the fire department, but he's got another job, working retail somewhere. And about once every 6 months or so, timing and everything being possible, we all meet out and just discuss what's been going on.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, like 6 months ago, we had a big dinner for all of the firemen who had been pensioned out on medical. There's like 12 of us there. Like Lieutenant Z, he fell through a ceiling and broke his back.
That will do it.
Yeah, I broke my neck and tore my shoulder all to shit. Some of them had heart conditions. One guy blew his back out so bad that it was messing with the sciatica and making his legs numb.
What's a
his lower-
sciatica?
I had that for a bit.
Sciatica is when like bones in your lower back pinch, the big nerves that go down your legs. And for him, if he moved the wrong way, his legs would just go numb. Which, have you ever jumped up and tried to walk when one of your legs was asleep?
Yes, I also had what do you call it, a pinch nerve before.
So you would know. And that's what it was like for him. If he was running around trying to do firefighter stuff and that shit kicked in, it'd be like both of his legs would feel like they were asleep. He couldn't feel them. And then he couldn't walk. He'd just fall over and have to lay there, right? So he had to be let loose because,
couldn't do the job.
He's a good guy too. Well, I see the wife in the kitchen. Something's happening.
I might be time to see if this was a good idea or a bad idea.
I can't see how it can be a bad idea. Everything in it is good. So putting it all together will make it extra good, right? Usually boils down to endorphins.
He's talking about tattoos.
Oh, with women, I think when they start covering their body up with weird tattoos, the older they get, it's just because they hate themselves. It's like they're not young and beautiful anymore, and they're just trying to cover as much of themselves that they hate as they can with other things. It's kind of like how older women, especially if they're overweight, they always get really outlandish hairstyles.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make you look at anything other than the fact that they're a fat bitch. And it's like, that's easily fixed. Stop eating so much and go to the gym or get a good personality. That's something that modern day fat women have forgotten. And somebody needs to remind them, look, you're overweight. Okay, fine. You're having a hard time getting a boyfriend. Okay, fine. Become really nice. And when you have a boyfriend, treat him really nice. And he will marry you. And keep being nice. That's all. But like I said, these fat women feel like they don't gotta be nice anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you extra gotta be nice. Like, because you're, it's like you're born how you are. I have no illusions about my appearance, right? So if you're a woman and you're born a mid, a 3 or 2, well, learn to clean and cook and never deny your man sex if you're married. You'll be fine. Also go to church and make sure he goes too. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's amazing how those basic concepts that used to be, pretty much just no-brainers are completely lost on modern society.
Well, I mean, look, when Gorthak the Destroyer says he's a 10, something's wrong.
Oh.
Gorthak the Destroyer, whatever, he's like
this
a trans
this
person.
fat tranny.
Super
Oh,
fat.
I thought, okay, not as in, I only seen like a static picture. I haven't actually watched him speak. I thought there was just a very ugly woman.
No,
That's a
man. And he thinks he is a 10 out of 10. And you can watch YouTube videos of men just walking down the street in different cities, and they'll ask some random woman, if you were to rate yourself 1 to 10, what would it be? And almost every damn time it's a 9 or a 10. So you got this 280-pound woman with purple hair standing there saying she's a 9 out of 10, and any man that wants to get with her better make 6 figures a year and be at least 6'2".
Are you sure you didn't misunderstand her and she said she was 910 pounds?
I'm sure.
But yeah, that is a common
I thought that deserved a little chuckle.
Right.
So
the issue with that kind of woman is, what the F?
Nice.
What the F?
You're on fire today, Man of War.
If somebody, yeah, he is. If somebody asks you what you are, say, I don't know, a mid. And then if they ask you what kind of husband you want, say, I want a husband that'll be really good to me and help me out and take care of me and share life's hardships with me, and that will love me. That's the correct answer.
I mean, there is
not millionaire 6'4" guy, because you ain't getting.
I mean, there are kind of two problems, like in modern dating today. There's a lot of other problems, but I'm just gonna pick two so far. One is there's a lot of women that believe they are the table, which is not really that flattering a metaphor, but I digress. And the other one is
women think they're the prize. They're not.
Yeah. And the second one, if you look at how a lot of women see relationships, maybe it's like different, like 20 years ago, but they actually just want to be a pet.
Well, yeah.
And I don't mean in the sexual way. I mean literally, like,
yeah,
they can't do those things, but they're not obligated to. They can do if they want it, but you better pet me. You better feed me, and so forth and so on.
Look, if you ask a woman about the kind of man she wants, and the first thing she says is an amount of money, run.
Yeah.
Because that bitch is a mercenary. She's not a princess.
I think the word you're looking for is whore.
Yes, she's not a princess. She's a pirate. Right? If she's in the bar every night drinking freaking Captain Morgan and looking for treasure, that's a pirate. That's not a princess. And yeah, if you're one of those Chad type dudes, which, I haven't been in at least 30 years, you might play the field, but don't marry that bitch like I did, because it'll end bad. You know what I'm saying? No, look for the good girl.
Look, people are like cars. All right? You have a relationship with them. Now, the type of relationship you have depends on what. So, for instance, you go to Enterprise and rent a car. You're going to treat that car different than you are if you go down to the dealership and buy the car.
Okay, so that's the metaphor you were going for. I thought you were going to say, don't stick your dick in the exhaust pipe.
I think the metaphor is, you want a woman that hasn't already been driven around by a lot of other people.
Right. And honestly, the same thing could be said to guys too.
Absolutely.
I mean,
except in American culture, every time they do studies on this, most of the women, like a huge percentage of the women, want a man who has been with a lot of other women. Because, and I shit you not, I've actually heard a woman say this. Why would she want a man that no other woman ever wanted? And in my life, I've kind of experienced that, in that, when you're single and it's so hard to get a date, but the second you got a girlfriend, all of a sudden, all those women who didn't want to date you show up. It's because it's like they want to prove they're better than the woman you're dating. You know what I mean? Because women are very competitive with each other, right?
Yeah. I mean, that
and
is
of course,
also...
This is broad brush shit. This ain't every woman. I mean, this is really
that's also, James... that's also why, like, historically, like, not historically, but like, when we had more intact societies and, like, several generations, like, interacted with each other. There's also like why older women would flirt with younger men. Like they would help pick the younger women who's good.
Because they're trying to prove that they were still beautiful.
Also that, but I mean, like there's also like there is a function behind it, like a society level that like older women would flirt with younger men. So like to make that effect you just talked about, with like where women don't want a man who can't get anything.
So the older woman flirts with the younger man so that younger women see that he is in fact desirable.
Yes. And that also happens elsewhere in the animal kingdom.
Well, you know what? God bless those older women that are helping the young dude out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Danish thing that you know about. I've never heard of it, but God bless them. You know, I mean,
The only time I've heard of something like that when
in my culture, the culture I was raised with, typically you met your wife on your wedding day, and yeah, there's no divorce.
So is that the German, the Polish, the Scandinavian, the Russian?
Russian.
Which part of your culture is that
the
again?
Russian. Which
Okay.
I'm not ethnically Russian, but I was raised by a Russian man.
Yeah.
Who was my stepfather. I call him my pops. And he is the man that taught me everything. And in his culture, like his grandmother was the product of an arranged marriage. But when they moved to America, they stopped that. Now, some of the Hasidic Jews, they still do that. Also, they don't allow their women to get educations. Like Hasidic women are not allowed to go to school or anything.
So they found out it doesn't work?
No, they're just assholes. Like normal Jewish people generally have no great love for the Hasidim, because the Hasidic are an ethno-religion. They believe that only they can talk to God, and they believe that Jews have a different kind of soul than non-Jews, and that the only purpose for non-Jews is to serve them. Right? That's in the Talmud, which is the book they read.
Yeah.
They're the ones that wear the black hats and whatever, and they abuse their women. And, you know, they're horrible. And a lot of people, like, they were the ones that were digging tunnels under New York. But your average normal Jewish guy, like my pops, Moishe, or which is just Mark, right? Or the guy down at the deli that goes to synagogue on you know, Friday or Saturday or whatever, and, you know, tries to follow the rules. He's got no use for those dudes, because those dudes look at him as if he's a piece of shit. Now, he's still better than a Christian, though. But he's not as good as they are. And the whole point of Hasidism, which started in 1600s in Poland, was because a guy who changed his name to Baal Bet something was really upset that a lot of Jewish women were marrying Polish men. So he created this ethnocentric religious cult. And it exists to this day and controls the diamond market. Like my pops was, you know, in Russia, I guess he was well-to-do. He's what they would have called a kulak, his family, which means landowner. They owned land. They had a farm. But as soon as the communist thing was starting to kick off, they left. They sold everything they could sell, and they left and showed up in New York with barely any money and had their name even changed from like Similovich to frickin' Simonson. Because that's how it used to be back in 1916 or whatever in New York. Now, my biological father, his family rolled into the United States about 1730, immediately left Williamsburg, Virginia, crossed the mountains into Kentucky and set up shop. And that family has not left that region since then. They're still there. Except back then where they lived was part of Virginia, but then they made it Kentucky when they made Kentucky a state. But other than being like a war hero, which my biological dad was, he's a piece of shit. So I have really mixed feelings about him because he had nothing to do with me. He's a piece of shit. But on the other hand, he won multiple bronze stars, a silver star, like all kinds of shit like that. You know what I mean? Like apparently he was, like the Captain America of the Vietnam War or some shit. But when he came home from Vietnam, he was a piece of shit. No, they're not all inbred. You would be surprised how most families in Kentucky do everything they can to make sure that shit does not happen. Now,
Oh no, he wrote that when you're talking about the Hasidic Jews.
No. I already finished with the Hasidic Jews are 100% inbred. Yeah, they marry like first cousins and shit like that.
Yeah. But yeah, you mentioned that they take part in, like they have the diamond trade.
They
that
own the diamond trade.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, that reminds me of a funny scene in GTA 4. That like it started with like they show like they're smuggling in diamonds from that ship the protagonists arrive on. Then you never heard from it again. Then when you finally see it again, it's a part of like a trade, but like you see a bunch of Hasidic Jews try to sell them off.
Are you talking Nico Bellic?
That's the protagonist, yes.
Yeah. I loved that game, and my wife loved watching me play that game.
It is a great game, yes.
Like, one thing I really loved is like the first thing you do in the game is go down to the park and beat those fucking Albanians. I really enjoyed that. But now I have to change my mind because for the first time in history of the world, there are more Orthodox Christians in Albania than Muslims. Because all the Albanian Muslims are converting to Orthodox Christianity, like everyone around them, Serbia and everyone. So who knows? Soon, instead of just being Turks with another flag, they'll be Slavic brothers. But yeah, you're 100% right, poor Orc Chop. But only with that group. See, my dad and family, we were conservative Jews. So we believed in the Torah, which is all we ever read from. None of that secondary Kabbalah and all that bullshit. And we went to services and we wore our little hats with, little hairpins, clipping them on. And we avoided mixing meat and dairy or eating proscribed foods. We didn't really care so much about if somebody was a Christian or not. It didn't matter, We got along with everybody, really, It was just a thing, right? But the Hasidim, that's a whole nother level. And I'll tell you what, if I sound like I have any negative feelings towards the Hasidim, I inherited them from my dad because he absolutely despised them.
There is a book I think you would like. It's called 1632. It's a fictional book, and you'll figure that out as soon as I start to describe it. But what happens is there's a small town in West Virginia. It's a coal mining town. And it gets transplanted from West Virginia, USA in the year 2000 to the Germanys in 1632.
Huh.
Gents, I gotta pop out early.
Well, yeah, you got a game or something tonight, don't you?
No. Well, I've got a video tonight at 5, I think. But the boys
You're
getting
late.
home from school.
Oh wait, no, never mind. You're in California.
Yeah. So I got some time, but I gotta do some family stuff. So I'll see you guys later tonight or tomorrow.
So are you
See you
going
later,
to
man.
slap your wife or something?
I'll never tell. Take care, guys.
Love you, Shadow.
Love you too, bro. You guys too.
See you around.
Yeah, that might be a good book. I mean, I tried reading those Harry Turtledove books and ended up not really caring for his bullshit.
Harry
But
Turtle.
who knows? Who knows? I am currently doing the audio book Carl, the Dungeon Crawler, or something like Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's that's one of those books that's like written as a person experiencing in a world it was like an RPG, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, aliens came and destroyed basically 99% humanity. And then, because it's entertainment for the galactic whatever, they made dungeons, I think 9 total levels. And if you somehow survived the first part, they told you you could find the entrance into a dungeon. And if you could make it to the bottom of the dungeon, then they would give you whatever you want back, right? And Dungeon Crawler Carl was running around in his underwear, a pair of Crocs, and a jacket, trying to chase his ex-girlfriend's cat, which he had been babysitting. And the thing happened, everybody died, but he lived, and the cat lived. And he ran into the dungeon, and, he had to find the training guild, and he got a lot of achievements, like he got an achievement for wearing Crocs in a dungeon. He got an achievement for going into a dungeon without weapons. He got all these achievements. But what's funny is he found the training guild, and they were talking about their stats. Like Carl has a high strength, stamina, health, but the cat's smarter than him. And the cat's name is Donut, but she says her actual real name is Her Majesty the Beautiful Princess Donut. And she ends up getting magically able to talk, and she starts talking so much shit to this guy, Carl. But she also, it turns out, kind of loves him. Like, not in a platonic way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she starts looking out for him. And because she's so much smarter than he is, she ends up becoming like the group leader and also learning magic. So, like, when they get into battles with goblins and shit like that, she'll be sitting on his shoulder casting magic missile and shit like that.
Necomancy.
And
come on, I thought that deserved a little chuckle.
It got a chuckle. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. And they meet different people, and they meet different monsters, and they have to defeat them, and they have to keep going down lower in levels. And every time you go down lower in a level, it gets worse and worse and worse. And yeah. I mean, I haven't ruined it for you. I've just told you the overall, This is what happens. A normal human guy in a pair of Crocs and a bathrobe has to go through a dungeon. And the dungeon is set up to abuse the people in the dungeon. Like to make fun of them and make them feel stupid. And it gives you loot boxes when you succeed at things. But it like almost always gives you loot boxes that you can't use. Or that somehow, even if they're beneficial, makes you look stupid. Because at the end of the day, it's a comedy show for like an alien federation of idiots. You know what I mean? So they don't want the humans to look, cool. They keep giving them stupid shit,
Yeah.
And done? All right, guys. My sausage is done. No jokes. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace and love.
Bear, we are leaving now.
Right when I'm leaving.
Bye,
Peace
Bear.
and love. A good stream, and I will chat with you guys later.